what's up? Welcome to Skool Launch Secrets, how to take your Skool course, your Skool community from 0 to 10K and get it launched. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this course. And let me go through and break down the different parts of this course and what you're going to be learning as you go through it. First thing is going to be, you're going to be watching this video. This is the overview video. Then we're going to be walking you through the actual funnel itself. So this is going to show our funnel and how we're driving people into Skool and how we're turning those people into paying members of our community, but also high ticket clients. So watch that video. Then we're going to be talking about choosing the right platform. In this video, I kind of compare Facebook groups, which I'm a big proponent of, versus Skool. And I'm going to give you my take on different factors that help you to decide which one you should go with. Obviously, you're watching this particular course because you're interested in Skool, but this helps you break down kind of the differences between both and which ones are better, what's the pro and cons of each of those. Also, we're going to have a video here that's going to be talking paid versus free group, how you should get started, when you should switch to paid, what's the actual setup or the logistics around free versus paid. So we're going to talk about that in that video. And then we're going to get into planning and setting up your Skool community. So we're going to be talking about choosing your niche. We're going to be talking about creating basically your classroom. Okay, so we're going to map out what your course is going to look like. I'm going to give you a little course planning template that I use to create all my courses and plan them out, and that's going to be in ClickUp. You can just get a free account and use the template that I'm going to give you. Then we're going to start using and mapping out your curriculum. So I'm going to show you a couple of different methods. You're going to use ChatGPT to do it, and I'm going to give you the prompts to do that. Also, there's a tool that will actually map all this stuff out for you and plan out your entire offer for you called GrowthWorks, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Then as you'll see in the funnel video, basically what we're doing is we are driving traffic and getting memberships, growing our group by offering a free course. So we'll drive traffic on YouTube, on Facebook, both organically and paid. We'll also email our list. And the call to action is, hey, we've got this awesome free course. For instance, this is kind of my lead-in, my free course. And you're going to give it a really good name that's going to appeal to your target audience. And that's going to be how we generate leads, how we get people to join our community. So we're going to talk about mapping that out. And then we're going to, once we've got your course kind of mapped out, we're going to turn that into an irresistible offer. So having a great offer is probably one of the biggest things that's really going to help your business grow. So we're going to walk you through how to add value to your offer and make that really irresistible. Then once you have that, we're going to help you create a one-sheeter. So when you're first getting started, we want you to have a one-sheeter that you can present to your leads, to your prospects, to try to get them to purchase your offer, okay? Then we're going to show you how to use leverage gamification, which is built into Skool to create more engagement. So we're going to give you some tools for community engagement so that you can keep your community lively, keep people interested and engaged, and that way they're more likely to upgrade into your paid services or programs. And then after that, we're going to show you the fastest way to take your Skool course and turn that into 10K per month. So that's kind of the overview and the breakdown of what you're going to learn in this course. So for those of you that are ready to start a Skool community and you want to go ahead and get started, I highly encourage that. And I want to incentivize you to use my affiliate link. I get a commission if you do, full transparency. But I want to make it worth your while to do that if you decide to use my link. Okay, so what I'm going to do is everybody that uses my link, and I really don't know how long this is going to last because it might be too much work than it's worth. But if you sign up through my 14-day trial affiliate link here, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to work with you directly to get your community started. So what we're going to do is once you sign up and I confirm that you've gone through my link and I'm going to get credit for it, we're actually going to map out the structure. We're going to jump on a one-on-one call and we're going to map out the structure of your community. I'll give you some templates and everything to get you started. And then we will actually open up ChatGPT, open up Gemini, Google Gemini, and we will start to create and map out your course for you, okay? So that's going to give you a huge head start if you don't already have a course. So if you decide to join a community and start a Skool community, no pressure either way. But I would be so thankful and grateful if you use my affiliate link and to pay you back. Basically, what I'm going to do is jump on that one-on-one call for you. We're going to structure your community, and we're going to start to plan out and map out your whole entire course. All right, so let's talk about why I'm going all in with Skool and why I think you should consider that too. So if you haven't been paying attention, if you've been under a rock and you haven't seen that Alex Hormozi made what he says is the largest investment in his life in Skool, that is a big statement because he has invested in a lot of other companies, and I'm sure he's been very excited about those or he wouldn't put his money into it. So what is it about Skool that makes him so excited and interested in investing in it? Well, I believe that, and I've been preaching Facebook groups for a long time, community is the key to running a coaching business for sure, and other types of business as well. I think it can work as SaaSpreneurs. I think it can work as an agency. I think it can work in a lot of different arenas. Community, people want community. They want a place that they can go, that they can hang out with other people that are on the same journey. They can learn from those people. They can learn from the leader of that group. And one of the biggest things or issues that people have or coaches have is when they create a course and they have clients that they're trying to get to go through it, is actually adoption or going and finishing the course material and executing on what they've learned. A lot of people, I think there's a stat out there that says like 20% of the people that take an online course or purchase an online course never finish, okay? So that's a huge percentage of people that are not finishing these courses that they buy. So they're spending a lot of money out there. Maybe it's low ticket, maybe it's high ticket, and they're not, first of all, not consuming the content, and they're not executing on what they actually bought. And I want to change that. I'm assuming Alex Hormozi wants to change that. And he also wants to give people the ability to monetize their passions. Okay, so that's a big thing for him. For that reason, that I believe community is a huge benefit to helping coaches to actually get people to consume their content. Also to create an environment of, just like a family or a tribe. I think all of those factors are very important when you're thinking about launching a coaching business particularly. One of the things I wanted to do now is just kind of open up Skool and show you some of the different niches that are starting to pop up on Skool. So I'm in the Discovery tab here, and you can see that there's not just internet marketing stuff in there now, and I believe this is going to start to skyrocket now with Hormozi's investment. Well, we've got jump training here. We've got a lot of AI trainings in here. We've got socializing, so social anxiety, especially for young men. So this is probably like a dating thing. We've got like manifestation. These are smaller communities, but this is, $49 a month, 162. What's that? That's like close to 10K. It's a little bit under 10K. But we're just monetizing our passions here. Okay. So let me keep going through here. I like this one. Release your fucks. So this is 2K membership. He's not monetizing it yet, but he's probably got some courses or some programs on the back end that he can upsell people to. But anyway, I just want to point out the fact that, again, if you are starting a coaching business, I believe adding a community factor to that business is going to help you tremendously to grow that business. So that is one reason that I'm going all in on Skool. The other reason is Facebook's starting to, they just took away the API connection for Facebook groups. Now they're probably going to have their own products in there. I've also seen the reach drop. I've seen the engagement drop there, which you'll see in our comparison video in a couple of more videos after this one. And so with the investment from Alex Hormozi and just the factor that I love communities and I think it's a big part of growing a coaching business, that's why I'm going all in on Skool. My other option was GoHighLevel. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to GoHighLevel and I love their product, but their membership is just a little bit behind Skool's. And with this new investment, and I'm kind of already embedded in it, with this new investment in Hormozi, I'm kind of betting on Skool to kind of lead the charge when it comes to memberships and community. So with all that being said, that's why I think that Skool communities are the next big gold rush. So hopefully that gives you the answer of what I'm thinking about with the Skool membership stuff, the Skool community stuff, and why I'm going all in with that. All right, so let's start our comparison between Facebook groups and Skool by focusing on the organization or user friendliness of each of the platforms. So let's first focus on Facebook groups. So there's two main cases or use cases when it comes to using Facebook group for your business. Most of the time, you're either using a Facebook group more for lead generation and client acquisition, or you're using it for client and member support. Okay, so they can work well in both cases. Personally, my Facebook group has been my main client acquisition system for almost 2 years now. But if you have a course or coaching program where your paid clients get a course as part of your offer, you're probably not going to be hosting that course inside of Facebook groups. Now, there is the guide session, but in my personal opinion, I just don't think it's the best way to deliver a paid course, okay? So more than likely, you're going to host it on a separate platform where you can actually streamline the delivery of your course material, and you'll be able to track the users as they progress through the course. So now your clients have one place where they log in to learn, which is your course portal. And then they have another place to log in to get support, which is your group, your Facebook group. And I think a way better experience is how Skool has things set up, where everything is in one place. You have the classrooms for all of your course material. You can have paid material here, courses here. You can have free courses here. You can have courses where people can unlock it by engaging in gamification. And then you have the community where you can get support. Plus you have a chat feature where you can also get support. So I think just for pure user experiences, if you are going to be hosting a course off of Facebook anyway, in my opinion, you should also go ahead and include that community aspect to it to add more value to your offer and to ensure that your leads and your clients are actually consuming your course material. So for that reason, for organization, I am going to say the winner here is Skool. Okay. So I think it's just a better experience for the user. It's simple, it's clean, everything is self-contained in a single login. So that's the winner for organization. Now let's talk about user adoption in the digital marketing niche. Now, if you're in this niche in the realm of online marketing space, I believe Skool is an excellent choice. You know, the founder of Skool, Sam Ovens, is a fairly big name in the industry in his own right. But now with Hormozi coming in and investing and endorsing Skool, the awareness around Skool in this particular niche has just skyrocketed. And because of that, audiences in this niche are also more likely to already be members of different Skool communities. And so the adoption rate for this particular niche is going to be a lot higher. Plus, I've seen a high number of internet marketing gurus, and you probably have too, moving their communities from Facebook to Skool. And these include people like Frank Kern, Dan Henry, Cole Gordon, and really a ton of other ones. So for this reason, I'm going to give the edge of user adoption in the online marketing niche to Skool. So if you're in this niche, I believe Skool could be a great choice for you to start your community. Now let's talk about user adoption in the non-marketing niche. So for these types of niches, there's a lower probability that your audience has actually heard of Skool. And so they're probably going to be a little bit more apprehensive to move to from a Facebook group to a brand new platform, because they're more familiar with Facebook groups than they are Skool at this point. But if we go into Skool and we can look at the Discover Communities feature, and we kind of scan through here, and we can see that we can start to see other communities that are not digital marketing focused here. So here's one on jump training. Here's one on socializing. Here's one on manifestation. Now these are some smaller groups, but you can kind of see that there are different types of communities kind of popping up here. So in particular in the gym space, in the kind of fitness center space, because they're going to be probably a little bit more familiar with Skool, because that's kind of the space where Hormozi cut his teeth. So that being said, if I was starting a community outside of the online marketing space today, I would probably lean a little bit more towards Facebook groups in that situation, but only really by a thin margin. I believe Skool communities will become more and more mainstream, and there is an argument for differentiation and making your offer kind of stand out by adding a Skool community versus all the other folks in your niche that might have Facebook groups. Okay, so that's a way that you can potentially differentiate your offer. But I give that edge here for Facebook groups. Now, next, ease of growth. How easy is it to grow your Facebook group versus your school group? So interestingly enough, over the past few months, my school community has grown much faster than my Facebook group. But I believe that's more a result of the marketing I was doing rather than Facebook groups being harder to grow. So I believe I would have made my Facebook group, if I would have made it the focus of my marketing, it would have grown just as fast, if not faster. And I've seen people in both types of groups, having both different types of communities, growing extremely fast. So for ease of growth, I'm going to actually call that a tie. So both can grow very fast with the right marketing strategy. So now let's talk about reach. Which platform is better for getting your audience to actually see your content, which is going to help you to get in the front of more eyeballs, which is extremely important. So both of these tools, both of these platforms give you tools to expand your reach. So the Facebook group gives you the @everyone tag, which you can use every 24 hours. And it's supposed to tag everyone in your group, from my understanding. However, I found that even when I use that @everyone tag, the reach is limited on my posts until it starts getting comments. And then when it gets comments, the reach will actually expand. So while I do think the @everyone tag may be somewhat effective, I think Facebook notifications also are getting too noisy now. So even if they do get that notification, they're not really going to the actual post and seeing that post. So you can see I only got a reach of 497 people, and I have over 4,000 people in my Facebook group. So that is kind of the way that Facebook allows you to expand your reach. Now let's check out schools. Let's go to my community, and you can see when I create a post, I can toggle this on to send my email to all members, and that's going to send it to all 1,100 members. And this definitely goes out to all of your members unless they have turned off their notifications for that. So, and you can do this, you can use this feature every 72 hours. So your members are not only going to receive a notification inside of Skool in the top right here, they're also going to be receiving an email about that particular post. Plus, Skool gives you even more reach depending on how your members set up their notifications for your community. Now, by default, when someone joins your community, here's a community I joined the other day, their notifications are going to be set like this. I have not touched this community, I just joined it. So they're going to get a weekly digest email that's going to have everything that kind of happened in the group that week. And then they're going to get a notifications email, an hourly notification bundled of things like unread likes, comments, mentions, and activity for posts of members that they are following. They're also going to get instant notifications when someone likes a post. They're going to get instant notifications when an admin makes an announcement post. So pro tip here, use the announcements category when you're making a post if you want more people to see it. And you're also going to get event reminders the day before an event happens. So those are the default settings that every person that joins your group is going to automatically be getting with their notifications. So because there's most Skool users aren't in as many groups also, and they're not connected to as many people, like in Facebook, you're also not only getting group notifications, but you're getting notifications from all your friends, all your pages, all of that kind of stuff. The notifications is going to be much, much less noisy, and so your users are more likely to see your posts. So for all of these reasons, I am going to give a pretty substantial edge here to the actual Skool community. So all things can be considered, if you were to post the exact same content and the exact same number of members on both Skool and Facebook, again, I would give a pretty substantial edge to Skool when it comes to reach here. So now let's talk about about engagement. Which platform gets the most engagement? Well, engagement is linked to reach. So the more reach you're going to get, the more eyeballs you're going to get, and the more people are more likely to comment on your posts and engage with your content. So I believe the factors here are pretty similar. So you have to give the edge to Skool here again. Now that being said, if you're in a niche outside of the online marketing space, that will be a factor here. I'm just saying if all variables are the same, the extra reach that you get from Skool should result in more engagement. And so finally, let's talk about DM response rate. So I need a little bit more data here, but from my observation, I have found that Facebook seems to have a slight edge here, probably for a couple of different reasons. First of all, people are more used to communicating on Messenger and are more likely to have the Messenger app on their phone than the Skool app. So members are only seeing your messages when they actually log into the desktop, unless they have the mobile app on their phone and they have it active and they're kind of looking at it and checking it often. So one of your first steps, if you do go with a Skool community, should be to get your members to download that Skool app as soon as possible, so that they get used to chatting on the app. They can see your notifications and see your posts, which is another way to get more reach, because now they actually see the notifications on their Skool app as well. So also, I feel like people are still spending more time on Facebook than Skool. It's still the biggest social media platform on the planet, and people are still logging in on a regular basis. So they're more likely checking those messages when they actually log into the platform. And so I think Facebook wins the battle here, but I don't think that it makes a huge difference, because regardless of what platform you use to host your community, you should still be using Facebook to drive traffic and do DM outreach, okay? So that is my breakdown of Facebook versus Skool. So take all these things into consideration. You know, if we look at this chart, it's kind of leaning towards Skool. The only outliers are user adoption outside of the marketing niche. So that's something to think about. DM response rate, this is kind of a non-factor, because again, I think we should be using Facebook as a traffic source regardless. So take these things into consideration. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat below. You want to know where you should launch your community. Should you choose GoHighLevel communities or Skool? Well, just last week at the Level Up Summit in Dallas, HighLevel made some huge announcements around their brand new community features. But was it enough to unseat the king of community, Skool? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down all of GoHighLevel's new community features, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion of which of these platforms that you should use to launch your community. What's up, y'all? My name is Ron Medlin, and I help online experts build six-figure lifestyle businesses using Skool and GoHighLevel communities. So if you're looking to launch a brand new HighLevel or Skool community, I've got a great resource for you. It's our Community Launch Secrets course that's literally going to take you step by step through how to launch a brand new community and get your first 100 members in just 10 days. So I'm going to drop a link in the description so you can join our free community and get instant access to that resource. Now let's dive in and let's decide which is the better community platform, GoHighLevel communities or Skool. All right, so first I want to go over the new updates that HighLevel just released this past week at the Level Up Summit. So these first few features that I'm going to talk about are features that Skool has already had up for a while. So these are just places where GHL is actually filling some major gaps in their communities, and they're finally making themselves a viable option for launching your community. So the first feature I want to talk about is the Collab Marketplace. So this is basically GHL's answer to the Skool discovery feature. So if you want to check it out, you can go to gocollab.com/discovery. where you can actually just come in here and you can search for different communities, and you can see when people are asking me if communities off of Facebook are going to work for their niche. Check this out. This is tattooing, 105,000 members. Here is champagne, people that are interested in champagne, 17,000 people. Dinner table family, raising kids and creating value in the world, 15,000 people. So no matter what niche you're in, there is a possibility for you to grow a very strong community off of Facebook. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Now, this discovery feature also has SEO benefits. So if I type in, it's like fitness, for instance, it's going to show me all of the communities that are related to fitness. So that's something you want to think about when you're creating the names of your communities and writing your descriptions. So right now, outside of that keyword search, they are just ranking these different communities based off of the number of members in the community itself. So I can see as the algorithm evolves that they are going to start to use some different elements, a lot like Skool, so engagement rate, growth rate, those kind of things. So if you want to actually make your community discoverable in Collab.com, you're going to go to your community, you're going to go to settings on the right hand side here, you're going to click on discovery, and then you can toggle this on, and right when you toggle it on, you're going to get your link, your GoCollab link to your community, and it will be now discoverable inside of GoCollab.com. The next feature is the events calendar. So if I click on events at the top here, this is going to take us to a calendar view where I actually come in here and I can create an event, give it a title, time. I can choose the time zone. Will this be recurring? We can set the location to Zoom or Google Meet and add the link there. Give it a description. We can hide it from all non-attendees. And then much like Skool, we can choose who has access to these events. So do we want all members to have access? Do we want to unlock this event at a certain level once people start engaging in the community? Do we want this event to only be people that are part of a course or a private channel? So you can select that. Once you've got your event set up, click next, and now you have events set up inside of your GHL communities. Also, you can see that there's a payment details tab here. It's not clickable yet, so they will be coming out with paid events, which is something that Skool doesn't currently have. So this is an advantage that HighLevel has over Skool currently. All right, so the next feature is the About Us page. So HighLevel communities now have About Us pages just like Skool does, which essentially becomes the landing page for your community. And these pages actually convert very, very well. I have the data to prove it. We actually just started running ads and we're getting anywhere from $3 to $5 group joins, which is great on these pages. So they work very, very, very well, and now HighLevel has them. So you can come in here, you can add your VSL, video sales letter, you can add a walkthrough of your community, testimonial videos and images, and you can put as many as you want up here. I think there might be a limit, but you'll put your videos up there, and then you've got your copy at the bottom here. And again, these actual pages convert very, very well. So this is a huge new feature that HighLevel has recently released. All right, so let's move on to the next feature. And this is probably the biggest one for me, and really the key feature that I believe now makes HighLevel a viable option for building your community, and that is direct messaging. Now you have the ability to come in here, click on the chat button here, and you can direct message your members right within inside the community itself. So this is huge, y'all. So I'm just going to do this is a test. And once you send them a message, they will get a notification in their notification bar here that you have sent them a message. And this is huge. And I'm not just guessing at this. We actually have data to back up the fact that DM is very important inside your community. So we recently started tracking where our booked calls are coming from in October, and our direct messaging, you can see here, the DM is our #1 source for booking calls once somebody joins our community. Now, one feature that Skool has that GHL still doesn't have is the ability to send an automated DM that you can send to your members right when they join your community. But with GHL's superior automations, it should not be too long until you can probably create an entire automated DM sequence. And I even see the ability of integrating AI to take over those conversations in the DMs once somebody responds, which is going to be super cool. So this is a big one, and this really makes HighLevel a viable option for your communities. All right, so those are all features where HighLevel is playing a little bit of a catch-up game with Skool that Skool already had, and now HighLevel is kind of catching up with those different features. Now let's talk about some features that HighLevel has that Skool does not have, where HighLevel has a little bit of an advantage, okay? So the first one is a private channel. So you can think of a private channel as a category where your members can post and read other people's posts, but only certain members have access to that category of that channel. So this could be like if you wanted to add a extra layer of support for, say, your high ticket clients or people that purchased a course, you could use a private channel to support that. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to click on add a channel, and then we'll just call this private channel, and then we'll toggle it to make it private, and then we'll create the channel. Once you've created the channel, you will hover it over it and then click the little gear, and then you can go to members and you can start adding all the people that you want to have access to this private channel. So that is one feature that Skool does not currently have, where HighLevel has a slight advantage. All right, let's move on to the next feature that HighLevel has that Skool does not have, and this one is awesome. So let's go over to my HighLevel account. This is my HighLevel account. If we go to marketing and then we go to social planner, we now have the ability to schedule posts inside of communities. So to do that, first you want to connect your community. So you're going to go to the social planner, you're going to go and click on the gear. And then once you've clicked on the gear, you're going to click on connect social, and then you can connect a community, and then you'll select the community that you want to add. So that is my community. And now I've added my community. Now I have the ability to schedule posts inside of that community. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to click on new post, and then create new post. and then we can select where we want to post to. So this is going to be our community, and inside the community we can also select which of the different channels we want to post to. So let's say this is going to be an announcement. I can come in here, I can write my post, I can even use AI to create the post, help me create the post, which is pretty awesome. Give it a title so I know which of the posts that we're creating, so I can identify that. And then you can notify all group members when you actually make a post, so that's going to help you with your reach, which is pretty damn cool. And then we can select the user. So I'm not sure why this is not available yet, so I'm not sure about that. But when you've gotten your post ready, you're ready to actually send it and schedule it, you can come and you can click this button. You can either save it for later so you have it, and you could basically bulk create all of your community posts for the next month, next quarter, whatever you want to do, which is pretty damn awesome because you can't do that in Skool. And so you can either post now, so that'll go out right now. You can schedule it for later. You can send posts for approvals if you're working with somebody, or maybe your VA is managing this. And then you can also schedule recurring posts. So this could be super helpful if you're doing like weekly Q&A calls or coaching calls or whatever the case may be, and you just want to create a post that's going to go out at the same time every single week to remind your members that you are about to go live. So that is pretty damn sweet. All right, next feature is the branded mobile app. So if I go down to memberships and I go and I click the drop down underneath communities, you can click on branded mobile app. So now, as an agency owner, if you have people underneath you that are building communities, you have the ability to resell these branded mobile apps. So the base price, I believe, is $49 per month. So you can upsell that at $69 a month, $97, whatever you want it to be. And now your sub accounts can create branded mobile apps for their courses, for their communities, and for their client portal. So these apps will actually be available inside of the iOS or Android Marketplace. And so this is definitely a feature that Skool does not have. So this gives you the option to, if you wanted to not use the Collab mobile app as a way for people to access your communities, you can now create your own branded mobile app so that your community members have your branded app on their phones, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about pricing, because this is a big one that comes up a lot when people are trying to choose between Skool and GoHighLevel. So with Skool, the model that we run a free to pay community model. So that means that we have two different communities. One is our free community, which becomes our funnel. We get people in, we generate the lead, we nurture that lead inside the community, and then get them on a phone call to either sell them into our high ticket offers or downsell them into our paid community. Our paid community now becomes our MRR machine, where we are charging a monthly subscription for people to have access to the value of that community. Now, obviously we need two different communities, and with Skool, you are going to have to pay $99 per month per community. So that's basically $200, and you don't get the CRM, you don't get the marketing automation that you get with HighLevel, you don't get the calendars, you don't get any of the stuff that you need to kind of run your business. Now with HighLevel, you are going to pay one flat fee, and you're going to be able to get both communities plus your marketing automation, plus your CRM, plus everything you need to kind of run your business. So at first glance, HighLevel does look like the better deal, but there is something hidden that nobody is talking about. Now, with HighLevel, you are probably going to be using Stripe as your payment processor. Now, you have the ability to use other payment processors, and I highly suggest looking into that. But if you are using Stripe, you're going to be paying 4.9% on every single transaction. So that means as you build up a bigger and larger community, you're going to be paying 4.9% on all of those transactions. With Skool, you are paying basically almost half that. So you're only paying 2.9% on all of your transactions through Skool. So that means that you're going to be saving 2% on every single transaction. So I did some math, and once you reach 10,000 MRR on both platforms, you are going to start saving a lot more money with Skool than you are with HighLevel. If you are looking to grow a big community, that is definitely something to think about. So I found a little bonus feature that GHL kind of snuck in there without saying much about, and it's pretty cool, so I wanted to show it to you. I am in the workflow builder. If I click on the plus here to add an action, and then I search for group, you can see we have this action here that says grant community group leaderboard points. So if I click on that and I select my group, and then I give a certain amount of points, and you'd have to kind of play with the point system here, but I save it. Basically what Skool has as far as leaderboard, their leaderboard is tied to engagement. So this is definitely not ideal, because what a lot of communities are finding when they start running contests to get people to engage is that it's all centered around engagement, and you start to get a lot of people gaming the system and posting a bunch of low value posts. So it starts to look a little spammy inside the community. Well, with this action that GHL is giving you, you can now tie your leaderboard to behaviors that will actually help you move towards your business goals. So you can do things like completing a course that your leads actually consume your content. You can do it around booking a call. You can do it around attending a workshop or a challenge where you can actually upsell them into the next thing. So this opens up a whole lot of possibilities, and it's a pretty cool feature that definitely gives HighLevel a little bit of an advantage here. So let me show you how this would work. Basically, to give people points, you would just create a trigger. So that could be, appointment status is confirmed. You could do product completed, which is a course. So you can see, you just basically give it the trigger, and then you give points for that trigger happening. So this is a pretty cool feature that I definitely like that GHL has added to their communities. All right, so those are all the features that we currently have available in HighLevel. Let's actually look at what's on the roadmap so we can see what's coming in the future. So to do that, we can just search in Google for GoHighLevel roadmap. It's this first link here that says HighLevel feedback. I'm going to click into that, and then I'm going to click into communities. And then you would use this little filter to kind of go through what's upcoming, planned, in progress, and complete. So we're going to focus on upcoming, planned, and in progress. And so we'll start with in progress because this is the closest to being released. So I'm going to click on that. And you can see the ones that are kind of coming up that are not active. Some of these are actually already done. So this one here, unlock courses with levels. So that's going to unlock the actual gamification. So currently that is not working, but that is actually in progress. So I'm assuming that's going to be released any moment. Okay. Now let's actually click on planned. So this is planned but not released. So you can see though some of these are already released. So this is the community landing page, which is the About Us page. And then this is kind of the same thing as tie reward to community leaderboard. So they're actually fixing their gamification is what this is telling me. And then let's look at the upcoming to see if there's any cool things coming out here. Live rooms. So that is definitely a cool one where you can actually go live inside of your community, which Skool does not currently have. So you can see HighLevel is really coming on strong with these features, and they're moving really fast. All right, so now let's talk about some of the features that Skool currently has that HighLevel does not have, and where Skool has some advantages. So the first one is gamification. So currently HighLevel's gamification doesn't work. I'll show you that in just a second. But Skool's gamification works really well, but it is tied solely to engagement. So to set up gamification in Skool, you would come into the leaderboards, click on the little gear here, and you'd be in gamification. And you can come in here and you can name all of your different levels so that when they unlock a level, they're kind of moving up in their status, okay? And so you can name those appropriately with whatever, to align with whatever your group name is. And then once you have your levels set, you can actually set the rewards that you want people to unlock at those different levels. So to do that, I'm going to go to the classroom here, and I would scroll all the way down. I've got a bunch of courses in here, but essentially what you do is you create a new course, name the course, name the description, and a course could be, unlocking live calls. It could be an actual course. It could be a mastermind that they unlock, or they win VIP tickets or merchandise, whatever you want that reward to be, that would be what the course is. And then you would click this level unlock to attach it or assign it to a level. And then you would create it, add your little cover image, create it, and then that is how you would create the rewards that unlock at the different levels. Now to see the different levels and how many points your members need to unlock those different levels, you can just click this little, go to the leaderboards tab and then click on the little question mark, and you can see all the levels. You can see all the points that your members need to unlock those different levels. Now if I go back over to HighLevel communities and I click on settings, and I click on gamification and rewards, you can see that we can create rewards, but we can't really tie it to anything. So there's no system here to tie it to a level. And so right now, gamification does not work in HighLevel, so advantage Skool on gamification. All right, so let's talk about a couple of more features that are available in Skool that aren't currently available in HighLevel communities. So to talk about these, I'm gonna log into my community here, and I'm gonna go to settings, and I'm gonna go down to plugins. And the first one I'm going to talk about is automated DM to members. Okay, so I'm going to click on edit here. So you can set this up. My partner has this set up, and what we do is we send out an automated DM to everybody that joins our community, and we're basically positioning a very strong discovery call and sending them the link to that call. Now I know this is an effective strategy because we actually have a tracking link so that we know exactly who is booking calls from that automated DM, and then we have a different tracking link for the follow-up DMs that we send. So we know this is an effective strategy because we're booking calls from it and we're tracking those calls. But currently, HighLevel does not have this capability. Now, I definitely foresee this being an advantage for HighLevel in the future because HighLevel is way more advanced on the automation side than Skool is. So not only will you probably be able to send an initial DM, automated DM, but you'll probably be able to build out entire automated DM workflows that will send out multiple messages to your members. So I see that being an advantage for HighLevel eventually, but currently that is not available in HighLevel communities. Now let me click the back button here. The next feature that I wanted to talk about is the meta-pixel tracking. So if you want to drive traffic via ads to your communities, currently it's very unclear how you set up the meta-pixel to track conversions and things like that with HighLevel communities. Okay, so I'm sure that'll come out very soon, but currently it's very unclear how that is done. With Skool, it's extremely easy to set up. It's like a 2-minute setup, and then you will actually be able to track these different events from your Skool community. So page view, so you can actually build retargeting audiences. Complete registration, which is basically people that are joining your free community, so you can track free community joins. Also purchase, so this is when somebody pays for your paid community or starts their subscription on your paid community. So you're able to track all of these events so that you can have and understand what's going on with your ads. So that's a big one if you want to run ads to your communities. All right, so that brings me to the last point that I want to make about Skool versus GoHighLevel communities, and that is around popularity and culture. So I think that Skool has a huge advantage here, and I don't know if that'll ever change. So with the names behind Skool, which are Sam Evans and Alex Hermosi, you have two of the biggest names in digital marketing driving this thing. And they have been spending a ton of advertising dollars promoting just their community platform. So with HighLevel, they've got a lot of other feature sets that they're trying to promote, and I don't see them focusing on just the community aspect of it. So that's one thing. The other thing is I believe that Skool is the very best at what they do. They eat their own dog food, they know how to grow communities, and they know how to make it fun doing it. So when you actually join and you become a Skool community owner, you instantly get access to the community called the Skool Games. So first of all, one thing that's cool about the Skool Games is the community itself. So in here, people are sharing their strategies, their tactics that they're using to actually currently grow their communities and monetize their communities. So you're getting tons of different SOPs and strategies every single week on how you can grow your own community. The other thing about this community is the actual Skool Games themselves. So every single month they have a contest to see who can generate the most monthly recurring revenue. The top 10 people are then flown out to Vegas to meet with both Sam Evans and Alex Hermosi to do a weekend mastermind. They get to stay out at a mansion. And literally they're sharing all the tactics, everything that all of these different community owners are using to crush it and grow their communities and make a lot of money doing it. And then once that is done, once that Skool Games ends, they take all the recordings, they put them up into the Skool community, and you're literally getting a new course, a new masterclass every single month that's going to help you to grow and monetize your communities. So I don't foresee HighLevel ever competing on this level because communities is just one of many features in their total feature set. So I don't see them spending the resources and spending the money just focusing on growing that piece of the software, but I might be wrong. Now you know all the advantages and disadvantages of each platform, so what is the answer? Which is the better platform to launch your community? Is it Skool or is it GoHighLevel? And my answer is, I honestly don't think that you can go wrong with either one of these platforms, whether you want to choose GoHighLevel communities or Skool communities. I believe that you can build a thriving community now with both of these having very similar features. And so I support your decision either way. I think the biggest thing that is most important is that you just get started, you take action, and you launch your community. All right, so let's discuss the different models that you can use to grow your business with a community, okay? So the first model you can look at, and this is probably where I would start if I was just brand new, just starting out, because we don't have an audience, and we're leveraging our community to build know, like, and trust so that we can sell them into a high ticket program. So that's probably where I would start, because growing a membership from scratch, a paid membership from scratch, is going to be tough when you don't have an audience. So we've got to start to build some goodwill with our audience, generate some leads, nurture those leads, and then get them on phone calls to potentially sell a high ticket offer. And then we can start to add on a free membership as like a low ticket down sale. So this is where I would start if I was just starting out. So basically we're driving traffic here, and the lead magnet is going to be a free course inside of our free community. So that's going to be the draw to get people into our free community from these different traffic sources. And then once they join our community, we can use a lot of different levers to try to get people on a phone call to get them to buy our high ticket offers. And so this is where I would start. And we can use, once they join our community, we can use our posts, we can use our classroom, we can use DM outreach or the chat features inside the community, and we can use our email to try to get those people on a phone call and sell them our high ticket offer. Okay, the other model, and this is one that usually I would reserve for people that have a large audience, like an influencer, or if you are someone that wants to manage the community for a influencer and create a deal with them where you do all the work for the community side of it and they just drive traffic and you split the revenue, then this is a good model to go after. But basically this is where you're just going to drive traffic to a paid community, and then they will join the community for whatever your monthly subscription is, and then you build up MRR from there. So monthly recurring revenue from there. And it's a good model if you've got a big audience, but would not suggest starting here if you're just starting out. Now, the model that we are going to use, and then I probably would eventually, I think it's a good idea to eventually add this to the free community. Once you've kind of got this going, you're getting some high ticket clients, you've grown the community pretty decent, is adding on a paid community. Okay, so, and this is what we just did. We used to have a hybrid community where we had the free community when we first started, and then we added membership, like a paid version inside of that, and it was just kind of very convoluted and a little bit clunky. So what we've decided to do is actually create a paid community. And now what we do is we drive traffic into the free community. We use all of those different levers to get people on a phone call. And then we have a conversation with that person and decide whether they're a good fit for our high ticket offer or our paid community. Okay. Also, we try to drive people into our paid community from our free community as just a ascension process. And then that way, we're getting people in a paid community. So now we have customers. We have people that are pulling out their wallet and are willing to pay for a membership. And those people are much more likely to ascend into our high ticket offers. Okay. So this is the model that we are now using. So we're driving traffic to the free community. We're going to be using a free course as kind of our lead magnet to draw people in and generate the leads and also get them into our community. We want them to consume that course. And then we have different levers, like I said, to try to get them on a phone call and then get them in the appropriate next step for that person. So if they're ready for high ticket, we can get them into our high ticket offers. If they're, they need a little bit more time, they don't have as much money, they can get into our lower ticket paid community. So I hope that clears up kind of our model. This is what we were doing. If I was just starting out and I'm just now creating my community, let's just start with the free community, have a free course in here that's your lead magnet, and then drive traffic into here. And once people join our free membership, try to get them on a phone call and sell them into a high ticket. And then we can add on our free community, our paid community, once we've, got our first 100 members or so. Okay, hope that it's clear. If you have any questions, drop them below. Let's talk about how the free community funnel works. Essentially what we do is we drive traffic. That can be from any source that you're good at. Just focus on that and go hard with that, and that's going to be how you drive traffic. We use Facebook Organic, YouTube, and Facebook Ads as our core 3 channels. We drive that traffic into the community by offering them a free lead magnet or a free course. And then once we get them into the community, the 6 different methods that we're going to show you today take over to try to book a discovery call. At this point, once they've booked a discovery call, they're at least somewhat qualified because they want to launch a community. They want to monetize that community. So this conversation is really laid back, really easy. It's very, very simple conversation to see if they have a problem that we can help them solve. And if they do, and we can actually help them, then we decide they want to go faster and have us help them do some of the work. If they do, then we will offer them up our high ticket offer. If they want to go a little bit slower and go at their own pace and do it themselves, then we can downsell them into our paid community. So that's how the free community funnel works. Now let's take a little bit more granular view at these 6 different methods, and then we'll go deep into each one of the methods. So this is the call booking system. Once somebody comes in and requests to join our community, they're going to answer our membership questions. We review those questions, see if they're a good fit. And if they are, then we'll accept them into the community. Once they're accepted in the community, they're going to get an automated DM from us in Skool, and they're also going to be sent into our GoHighLevel account, and they're going to get an email nurture sequence and an SMS nurture sequence to try to book calls. This is also trying to book call. And then we have our course lessons that people consume, and we have call to actions throughout that to book calls. We have our pin posts that book calls, and we have our daily value posts that book calls. All of that is driving to fill our calendar with quality sales calls every single week. The main goal of your business, and really any business, is to figure out how your product or service will help a unique avatar solve a specific problem in a unique way that reverses their biggest objection. Looking at that statement, there are basically three key elements to create a no-brainer irresistible offer. First of all, you need a unique avatar. This is your specific dream customer that you're going to target to solve a problem in a unique way. So this is your unique solution that helps them get their result they're after. And then you need to reverse their biggest objections. This is really how you're going to add value to your offer, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. But notice that the first element of that statement was unique avatar. So who is this unique person that you can help? So the simple secret to quickly identify your dream customer without struggling to decide which of your skills you should sell. So this has always been a big struggle for me, is like I do a lot of things pretty good. So it was always kind of hard to figure out exactly who I help and then how I help and what problems I solve. But before we do anything, we have to choose the market you want to go into, and then find the problems that they're facing that you're qualified to solve. Okay. So you may or may not already have your market or your niche that you're focusing on, but I wanted to kind of discuss a few principles that you need to understand before really jumping into any market. So one of the first ways to increase the value of your offer is to get very specific with your niche. So we've all heard that riches are in the niches. And here's a little example to kind of show you the principle of niching down to increase your value. So for example, let's say you had a generic time management course. You know, it's just generic, doesn't really target anybody specifically, no unique avatars, and really no unique process. You can only really demand a certain price, and it's going to be a minimal price for something that's kind of generic like that. But now let's take a look at the same course, and you just change the language a bit in the course. The course is basically the same, but now you changed it to time management for sales professionals. Now it sounds a little bit more interesting because it's targeting a specific market. And then if you wanted to go a little bit more granular, and in the messaging you get a little bit more specific, and now we're selling that for $99. And even though you're charging more, the value seems to align with it because we've added that extra layer of specificity. So if we go a level deeper and we say time management for outbound B2B sales professionals for $4.99, well, if I'm an outbound sales professional and I wanted to get more sales, I might consider this, especially if the messaging really hits my specific pain points around, outbound B2B sales. And now, if I know I can get my money back with one sale, and I can probably do that, then it's worth the investment, and I'll probably get my return on investment back. So let's keep going a little bit deeper. Time management for outbound B2B healthcare software sales professional. Now we're getting really, really specific. So, and we wanted to sell this thing for $2,000. If you were an outbound B2B healthcare sales rep, you'd probably be thinking that this is literally made just for me. It's going to help me solve my unique problem in a specific way, and I'm willing to pay more money for that. And you literally through this exercise just increase the price of your product 100 times by just niching down and getting more specific. And not only will you increase the price or have the ability to increase the price, but sales are going to become a lot easier because your messaging's on point, your ads are on point. They feel like you're speaking directly to them. So really good marketing is all about showing your customers that you understand them better than your competitors. So here's the principle to keep in mind for this. The better that you can articulate your customer's situation and their problems, the more they will perceive that you truly understand them and that your solution is superior to the generic alternatives out there, and therefore they will justify paying a significantly higher price. So if you understand your customers better than your competitors and you want to charge higher prices, you can. Okay. So that's one way to increase your value. Now, there are three main markets that exist. Everybody kind of knows this: health, wealth, and relationships. So these are the three core human desires of the human condition. And if you think about it, really every product or service exists for the most part in these three buckets. Now, within these three markets, you have multiple sub-markets. So you've got the wealth market. So anything where you're helping clients grow their income or wealth. You're teaching them how to grow their online businesses, invest in stocks, real estate, teaching them sales. The wealth market is obviously a great market for selling high ticket prices or high ticket programs because you can attach an actual dollar amount to it. Now, for the health market, you can help people increase their strength, lose weight, eat healthier, have more energy, etc. And then you've got the relationships niche, and this is obviously relationships are a great source of joy and happiness, but also can create a lot of pain, whether it's like marital issues or just being single or having problems with your kids. And if you can truly help solve a relational pain point that people are having, you can definitely charge high ticket prices for that kind of stuff. And rightfully so. We have somebody that's in our program that works with basically parents who are co-parenting with their children. They're divorced and they're paying like $25,000 for this program. It's kind of insane. So the more granular we can get from our other statement, the more specificity you get, more granular, the higher value, the more valuable your offer becomes. So let's go even deeper. So within these sub-markets, right, you've got the markets, now you have the sub-markets, now you have the smaller niches. So you can see we're going deeper and deeper levels of specificity. And the key is to find the unique niche within one of these three main markets and their sub-markets that you can help with solve a very specific problem. So now to get your juices flowing, we can actually use ChatGPT. I've got some prompts that kind of help with this. So let's open up the prompts and let's kind of go through some of these. So this is just if you don't really know what niche you want to go into, or you just want to kind of get some ideas. So let's just say that I want to go into the wealth niche. So I'm going to go copy this prompt, and then I'm going to paste it into ChatGPT. So it's going to say, basically, give me a list of sub niches in the wealth niche. Okay. And it's going to give you a bunch of these different sub niches or niche or sub markets. Now I'm going to grab one of these and I'm basically going to say, give me a list of, let's just do this one for example. So real estate investment. So give me a list of sub niches in the real estate investment niche. Okay. So I paste that in, and this is going to go a little bit more granular just in the real estate investment niche. So you've got residential real estate investment, commercial, wholesaling, fix and flip, buy and hold, multifamily. So you've got a lot of different sub niches within these different sub-markets. And you can even go more granular, say, give me, a list of sub niches in the real estate wholesaling niche. So you can go deeper and deeper and more granular and more granular. And the more specific you get, the more better you can talk directly to those people, the higher prices you can charge. Okay. All right. So let's continue. All right. So who are you best suited to serve? So maybe you already have your niche that you're focusing on. If so, that's awesome. You're probably ready for the next step. But a lot of you are struggling with this part. And I get it. I've been there. Trust me. And if we can get you over the hump and you can finally nail down your niche, you're going to feel a lot less stuck and you'll be able to get some momentum in your business. I believe you are your perfect avatar. That's how I've built my businesses personally. So the experiences and knowledges that you've acquired over the years that can shape the market that you actually go into and the offer that you create. Sure, you can dive into something and learn something that's brand new, for instance, AI, and get really good at that. Really, I think it's just a lot easier to go into something that you understand and you're familiar with and you've got a lot of experience in. So let me I'm going to try to do this quickly. It's kind of long, but I'm going to walk you through my journey of how I chose the market that I'm in now, and it will help you give some perspective on how I think about this. So I was a day trader out of college for 10 years. It was awesome. I loved it. But around 2008, it got really difficult to make money. So I started teaching myself SEO and paid search, started my first marketing agency around 2010, and then did really well with that, built that to, multiple six figures. And then in 2011, and I was kind of doing these gray hat SEO techniques. And in 2011, Google changed their algorithm, and my clients lost their rankings overnight. I literally had to shift everything I was doing overnight. So basically, that's when I read a book by the guys that started HubSpot called Inbound Marketing. And that was the first time I really started to understand about funnels and lead nurturing and generating inbound leads using content. So I became a value-added reseller of HubSpot. I partnered up with some folks to start an inbound marketing agency. Did that for a few years until that partnership kind of collapsed. And then I decided to break away from entrepreneurship for a while. Got a job as a PR director of digital marketing for a PR firm here in Atlanta. And during that job, I learned a lot about Facebook ads. So, and I started building my skills there. We were, managing hundreds of $1,000s of ad budgets. So after a couple of years of doing that, I actually ended up getting fired literally the day before Thanksgiving, but I kind of hated it there. So I wasn't too upset about it. Then like a week later, if you guys know who Rob Bailey is, I heard he's a buddy of mine. And I heard him on a podcast, and he had a coaching program helping people start marketing agencies, helping basically very specific local businesses generating leads and appointments with Facebook ads and SMS database reactivation campaigns. So I joined up with that. And that's when I was introduced to the Facebook ads and database reactivation. I was also introduced at HighLevel. HighLevel, I was at the actual event that they launched. So I'm probably one of the first users on HighLevel. And I actually got really good at HighLevel over that time period. And that was when I first started to see the power of using Facebook groups, because I started my next agency and I used Facebook groups to kind of build my agency, built that to another mid six figures. And we were helping yoga studios add new members. And again, COVID hits. Let's go back. COVID hits and crushed that agency because yoga studios just got demolished during that time. So it was pretty sad. A lot of my clients actually lost their businesses during that. So I had a lot of experience growing agencies. So I built a course. I had multiple agencies over the years. So I built a course around how to grow agency, and I built a high-level snapshot specifically going with that program, which is essentially all my funnels, my email sequences, my automations. And I was using my agency in my agency, and I could push that out into my clients' accounts. And I could also get the affiliate commissions from when they purchased HighLevel. So I launched it in a beta Facebook group as well, and I made some sales. So I decided to hire a virtual assistant to do some outreach for me. And I went through this company, and they said they were totally trained on outreach. But they weren't. It was a terrible experience, and it's a big company. If I told you all this company's name, you probably know who it was. And I figured that I could do this a lot better. So I started training virtual assistants, recruiting and training virtual assistants, and to do DM outreach for agencies. And we brought on some clients with that for that. And to be honest, at first it was a mess, but we got better and better at the process because I'm pretty dedicated to just providing a really good service. So we started offering the virtual assistant service. And around that same time, I met the guys from FlowChat, Chris Baden and Sean Malone. I bought into one of their sales masterminds. And later on, I mean, we built a good relationship. And later on, they started FlowChat. And that's when I decided to partner up with them to train virtual assistants to just do DM outreach using FlowChat, and they would send us clients. So that was awesome. And on top of that, I was doing some custom high-level builds. I was using my Facebook group to grow my business. And then after several iterations and tens of thousands of dollars in coaching programs, really looking for what I was actually going to do, what was the offer I was going to create. I knew how to create irresistible offers. I just couldn't kind of pinpoint what I wanted to do because I did a lot of pretty good things, but I had gotten really good at high level and I could build these awesome snapshots. I could also white label it so I can offer the software and subscriptions for whatever price I wanted, and I could roll it into my program. So that was another thing that I could use, an asset. I was good at using Facebook groups to grow businesses. Right. I had done that multiple times, and I had worked with other coaches and course creators to help them do the same thing. And I kind of saw what their frameworks were. I could provide virtual assistants to do organic outreach for my clients. Okay. So I took all those pieces that I had learned over the years through all my different experiences, and I crafted my current program, which is the Group Profits Accelerator. And that's when I decided I solved that problem. And basically it was helping businesses grow through Facebook groups. And then after I figured out what the problem was, then it got easier to kind of figure out who I was going to target from that, because to me, Facebook groups are perfect for coaches. Okay. They're good for agency owners as well, but they're really good for coaches, in my opinion. So that helped me to not only figure out the problem that I was going to solve, because I had all these assets that just perfectly aligned finally, but also it helped me to uncover the people, the ideal customers for that particular solution. So that's what I want for you. So, and then once I really created the offer and I dialed it in and I created an irresistible offer around it, everything became so much easier. Everything felt aligned, felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. Content became easier. Clients were easier to close. And everything just kind of started to fall into place. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you to be super clear on your offer. I want you to be able to pack it with so much value, it makes it really difficult for your clients not to buy it. So I want you to think about your life and your career in terms of this graph that I'm showing you, and think about all the life experiences you've been through and where you've gained knowledge, where you can actually help people solve a specific problem. So I'm going to help you to do that right now. I'm going to ask you a few questions to get those juices flowing. So if you can, if you have a piece of paper or something, you can write this stuff down, start kind of thinking about it if you're not clear on that yet. So the first question I want to ask you is, which of the three markets, health, wealth, or relationships, are you, and which submarkets in those markets are you an expert in? Okay. Again, think about all the careers and life experiences you've been through and the knowledge you've acquired over the years. Which markets and which submarkets within those are you an expert in? Okay. Great. Yeah. Feel free to drop them in. Love to see what everybody's niche is. Health and weight loss. Okay. So that is a market and a sub-market. Great. All right. Next question. Of these sub-markets, which am I most equipped to help people with? If you have multiple different sub-markets that you're kind of thinking about, which one are you really the most equipped to help people with? Of these sub-markets that I'm most equipped in, which am I most passionate about teaching in? Now, when you start building a business and when you start dealing with clients and everything, you're going to want to like what you do. Trust me. And if you're not passionate about it, it's going to be hard to keep motivated when things don't go your way and times get hard. So it's important to kind of have some passion about what you're doing. I mean, you don't have to, I think it's important. So now, fourth question. What laser focused problems of this sub-market can I help solve? We're talking about laser focused. Okay. So think about all the problems that sub-market that you're in. What laser focused problems of that sub-market can you help them with? And this is where you really start to zero in on your niche, on those problems. Once you figure out the problem, it's easier to figure out who the person is. Of these problems, what are you most equipped to help people with? This will give you the problem that you're going to focus on. And then once you have that, what specific target audience needs help with this problem that I can help solve. Once you figure out the sub-market, once you figure out the laser focused problems within that sub-market, then you figure out the actual problem and you zero in that problem, then that's going to help you to uncover the actual people that really are struggling with that problem. That exercise is going to help you uncover the specific problems you can help solve from your life and career experiences. And once you find the problem, it's easier to find that unique avatar that actually struggles with that problem. Now, if you want ChatGPT to help you uncover some of these niches that you specifically might be interested in, I've also created a prompt that helps you to do that. And again, I'm going to give you these prompts if you stick around to the end. So we've got the ones right here that helped you kind of get the niche ideas. Here's one right here that will actually, basically you take this and you ask ChatGPT to help you uncover a niche that you would be interested in. So I was wondering if you could help me select a niche for me to start my business. I would like you to pretend you're an expert consultant in helping people select a niche to build an online business for. I would like to start a business in the digital information and product coaching. I would like you to ask me a series of questions so we can brainstorm together on a niche and I could start a business in. There are 3 criteria I would like us to use when analyzing the niche. It's the area I'm interested in. Is there an audience that needs help? And is there evidence that they are prepared to pay for the solution? Please ask clarifying questions one at a time and hold your suggestions until the end so you have all the information to help you make the suggestion. I'm not going to go through all this, but when you paste this in, it'll start asking you questions that you can answer. And then at the end, it will give you some suggestions on some niches that you could potentially go into. If you're kind of struggling with that and you really don't have any ideas, this one would be a good one to get you started with that. But I'm hoping most of you on here have a market that you're kind of thinking about going into. Okay. All right. So next, let's talk about, all right, once you figure out who you want to target, are they a viable market? So there are 4 variables that you need to ask yourself when you're thinking about going into a market to see if that's going to be a viable market for you. So number 1, is the market that you're targeting, they must be in some sort of pain or a desperate need for that your product or service can solve. So people buy products and services to solve problems and eliminate pain. And if you want to charge high ticket prices, you need to find a market that has a big enough pain that they're going to pay you almost anything to solve it. So think about relationship coaches, like we said earlier. So how much would a client pay if they thought for sure that by paying this sum, they would be able to avoid getting divorced? That you'd probably put a lot of money up for that. And, also to just avoid having to pay lawyers and losing half your money potentially. So how much would a single person pay if they were convinced that you could help them find a partner? So let's talk about in the wealth niche. How much would you pay if you were barely scraping by right now, and you were convinced that if you paid this amount of money, they would help you make $1 million in the next 12 months. How valuable would that be? 5, 10K, 20K? Probably a lot, right? Because you're going to make $1 million. If you were convinced, you would pay that money. So then ask yourself, does your market have a major pain or desperate need for something? Okay. Second thing you want to ask is, do they have purchasing power? Can they pay for what you have to offer? So most people are able to find, in all honesty, most people are able to find money if they're desperate enough to solve the problem. But obviously you don't want to knowingly go and try to steal money from or take money from people that you don't have the money. And also what you want to think about this is you don't want to knowingly go into a market that doesn't have any money or don't think has any money. So they need to have purchasing power. Third thing is they must be easy to target. So can you reach them easily? Do they have what we call a watering hole where they hang out, and you're able to go into that watering hole and then easily reach them through some sort of either paid media or organic outreach? So do they have associations? Can you run ads? Do they frequent different social media channels? Can you do email outreach? Can you create content on some social platform? So you need to know, if you know who you're targeting, you should know where they hang out and where you can get in front of them. So is your market on Facebook or Instagram? Do they constantly watch videos on YouTube? Can you get their phone number and email data very easily? So think about those things. Can you reach them easily? And then number 4, is the market growing? So if they're growing, that's ideal. If it's a brand, if it's a market that's just consistently growing, that's great. But the real thing here is they just don't need to be shrinking. As long as the market's not dying, you should be fine. So those are the 4 filters that you need to run your market through once you figure out who you're going to target. Okay. All right. So now that you've chosen your avatar, but you can't just stop there. We need more info, right? You know who you're going to target. Now we need to do some market research before we start building out our product or service and crafting our offer and messaging. So we need to understand what their current situation is. We need to understand what the ultimate outcome or results they're trying to achieve. We need to understand the challenges and the obstacles that are in the way for that. And then as well as like their deepest fears, their desires, their false beliefs, if we want to craft an offer that they can't say no to. So this is a very important piece of everything, is doing this market research. So what we really want to know here is, what is their current situation or their status quo? First of all, who are they? We talked about that. Then we want to know their current situation or their status quo. And then we want to know what's their desired outcome or transformation that they're wanting to achieve. We want to know the obstacles or challenges that are keeping them from reaching their desired outcome. Okay. We also want to know what other solutions they've tried in the past. Okay. So that'll help us to kind of craft our offer at the end. And then finally, what are the limiting beliefs or objections, both internal and external, real or imagined, that are keeping them from being successful? So knowing all this is going to give you ammo to help you create different features and bonuses that you can bundle together in your offer to reverse their objections and then make those objections disappear, and then therefore increase the value of your offer. So this used to take a lot of time to do this kind of research, and answer all these questions. But now that with AI and ChatGPT, we can do it in minutes. So I created a series of prompts that helps you to kind of go through these different questions and answer these questions for you. So again, ChatGPT's got some older information. So if you're selling a newer product, it only goes back to, I'm not sure how far now, but like 2021 or 2022. So, take some of this with a grain of salt. So the first series of prompts we got here is, if you've ever heard of digital marketer Ryan Dice came up with this before and after grid, and it really helps you to really understand your target audience's current situation and their desired outcomes from several different perspectives. So I'm just going to kind of paste these into ChatGPT so you can kind of see how this works. So using digital marketers before and after grid, what do busy moms, this is just an example. Obviously you do want to plug in your information here, whatever your avatar is, and then whatever your solution that you're helping them with. So I'm just going to use this as an example. So using digital marketers before and after grid, what do busy moms have in the before state, before trying the keto diet? What do busy moms have in the after state? So let's try and see what this, I'm going to start a new one since we've got all this other information. I'm going to paste this in, and we're going to see what we get back. All right, so before trying the keto diet, they have weight management. Some of you guys this might be good for you, so check this out. So weight management issues. Many busy moms may struggle with maintaining their ideal weight, or maybe overweight. Low energy levels. I'm not going to read all of these, but unhealthy eating habits, cravings and snacking, stress and anxiety, limited time for exercise. Okay. After after trying the keto diet, they found some weight loss. They increased energy, they improved their nutrition, they reduced cravings, stress reduction, incorporating exercise. So, that's just one of the prompts. Let's try another one. So how do they feel before and after? Okay. Try this one. So that's what they had before and after. Let's talk about how they feel. Frustration. So busy moms before state may feel frustrated with their inability to manage their weight or health effectively due to their busy lifestyles. Exhaustion, self-consciousness, guilt, overwhelm, discontent. After. So that is going to give you you're going to start to be able to build a profile of who your avatar is and those questions that we asked before. You would like some answers? Yeah, use these prompts for sure. I'll give them to you. So you can use this and the other prompts in here. So that's kind of the before and after situation. And then you can start using some of these others down here to kind of outline the challenges. And then we can come up with different solutions that might help us overcome those challenges. So these are going to be your market research prompts that you'll get. So you'll start to build a real picture of your perfect avatar so you'll understand them on a deeper level. And that's going to help you to create better products, create better content, really everything. Now, once we have our niche and we have a problem that we're going to be solving, now it's time to create your unique solution for solving that problem. So how do you create a unique solution to a specific problem your dream customers are desperate to solve? So from the data that you collect from your market research, you should now have a good grasp on your market's current situation and the challenges they're facing and the ultimate outcome that they're trying to achieve. So now your unique solution becomes the bridge that helps them fill that gap. So when you solve problems for people, there's going to be a series of steps that you probably take your customers through, that you're going to build into your product or service. Those steps become the roadmap that you take people through to help them go from the current situation to their desired outcome. Basically, what we do in our program when we're helping people build out their offers is we start by building out the product roadmap. So the goal of a product roadmap is to give your offer structure to help your potential customers visualize how your offer will help them reach their desired outcome, appeals to the logical side of your customer's brain, which helps them make decisions. And then it also creates a foundation for all of your marketing and your sales, so that every asset you create in the future, everything you put out there in the internet and the sales conversations that you have perfectly align with your offer. So there's never any confusion around what you do. Everything you put out there is perfectly aligned with your offer. So here's my product roadmap for my full Group Profits Accelerator program. So in this product roadmap structure, basically you have these 3 stages here on the left-hand side, and each of the stages includes 3 steps. So that gives you a 9-step product roadmap. Now, your product roadmap does not have to be 9 steps, so don't try to force it. The important thing here is that you outline the steps that you take your customers through to help them reach their ultimate goal. Okay, and the promise of your program. When you're presenting your offer, you don't have to mention all the steps in your product roadmap. In fact, you probably shouldn't. You need to keep it simple sales. Okay, so to do that, you want to start to identify the core components of your offer by pinpointing the most vital steps in the process that you're going to take people through to help them reach their goals. And typically, when you're thinking about these important steps, they're probably also the parts of the process that your customers struggle with the most. So think of these as kind of like mini problems that you help them solve along the way. I like to call these your hot steps. So you want to identify what they are, what your hot steps are. So you want to identify what they are and why they're an important part of the process. I'm going to take you through some of mine so I can give you a picture on what this looks like. So the first thing that we do when people come into our program is we help them create an irresistible offer. So I know that this is a major bottleneck for a lot of people. That's why you guys are on this training. So I definitely want to mention that when I'm talking through my offer and presenting it to people. Setting up their automated group funnel so that they can automatically book calls with members as they come into their Facebook group, so they can get in front of their ideal customers, as many of those people as possible, giving them more opportunities to present their offer. And if their offer is good, then they can actually close a lot more clients because, they've made it irresistible. So everybody needs a client acquisition system to get clients. And that's the next step that we help people with. So once we have the system in place, we want to drive as much traffic into that system as possible, right? So we've got a client acquisition system. Now we need traffic. So the first thing that we do is we install our DM scripts and systems to invite their audience into the group and then convert those people into book calls through DM conversations. So I know a lot of people struggle with getting enough appointments, and they also don't really know how to convince people to get on a call in their DM outreach. So this is another big pain point for people. So it's something that I want to discuss in my offer. The next thing that we do, once we have the system in place and we've got the DM system in place to book calls, again, we want to drive more traffic, so we can do this using a couple of more different systems. First of all, organically using content. And once we've got the organic piece cranking and it's profitable, we can reinvest some of the profits that we've made into ads, so we can scale the traffic even more. We can bring in more people. We can present our offer to more people and make more sales. And then when they're ready to really scale, we can show them how to run what we call conversion events inside the group, so they can make that 5- and 6-figure paydays and ultimately scale to maybe multiple 6 figures, even 7 figures. You can see that I'm kind of taking you through the most important aspects or highlights of my product roadmap. So once you've mapped out your product or service, ask yourself, what are the steps you need to highlight when you're sharing your offer? And ultimately, you'll probably want to think about your process and map out that yourself. But I've also added a couple of prompts, ChatGPT prompts, to give you some ideas for those steps. So I would definitely say map this out yourself. But if you want just some ideas, you can kind of use these prompts for mapping out your unique solution. So just go through these. I'm not going to go through those because you know your offer, you know your product probably better than ChatGPT, but this can give you some ideas. All right, in this video, I want to discuss the different options for creating your free course. Now, a free course is a great lead magnet because it has a high perceived value, and you can get people in, they can consume your content, you can indoctrinate them into your actual mechanism. And then also it creates that know, like, and trust factor because they're spending a little bit more time with you. And if you can get them into your community through that free course lead magnet, you also have the extra benefit of having the community around those people to kind of create that know, like, and trust factor. Let's talk about your different options for creating that free course. The two options that I would consider most would be either a high-level overview of all the different steps in your process, where you're really just teaching the what and the why, not necessarily the how. They have to ascend into your core program to get the how, to get the execution piece of it. So that's one option. The other option, and this is probably my favorite, is to create a course around the core transformation that your people, your ideal customers, need to make to prepare themselves to ascend into your core program. So what is that transformation that they need to make to be ready for that next step in your product roadmap or your value ladder? Another thing that does is it creates the next problem for them to solve, which your core program solves. So let me give you an example so you can kind of see how this works. So for my business, I am trying to convince people that a community funnel is the best way to grow their business, which I firmly believe. And so if I wanted to create an initial transformation type course for my program as the lead magnet or the entryway into my world where they would ascend into the next step, then what I would do with that free course would be, and this is actually a very meta example because this is probably the course you're going through right now, is I need to, first of all, convince them that a community funnel is the absolute best mechanism to grow their business. And I want to help them set up that community, get that thing set up, give them an MVP version of their offer so that they can start to go out and sell their offer. By convincing them that the community funnel is the best way to grow their business and helping them set up that community with an MVP version of their offer, that creates demand for the overall program because that gives them just a small taste. It gives them a good win. So you give them that dopamine hit, they start to know, like, and trust you, plus they're in the community, and it creates that next problem that they have to solve. So now they have this community, they have the MVP version of their offer. How are they going to go out? How are they going to generate leads? How are they going to get people on the phone if they need to? And how are they going to convert them into clients and then retain them over the long run? Okay, so not only have I helped them to make that transformation, I've given them a quick win, but I've created a new problem that they have to solve, which is going to create demand for my overall program. But if I had my preference, if I had my recommendation, I would go with the transformation type free course. So I hope that helps. Go out and create that free course and drop it into the community and get some opinions on it, get our feedback, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, in this video, I'm going to share a tool with you that's going to help you to kind of plan out your Skool course. So in our last video, we talked about mapping out your unique solution or your product roadmap. And so if you remember that video, then basically what we have here is a 9-step product roadmap. This becomes the outline to your course. It really becomes the foundation of your business. So now you have a visual. Once you you could create these steps, and then you could create a graphic around it. Now you can visually show people how your process, your program, your course is going to take people from point A to point B, their current desired situation to their ultimate desired outcome, okay? And so when we start to create our courses in Skool, let me show you what this looks like. So once you go to create your first course, this will be at the top if this is your first course. We'll click new course. I'm just going to name it test. I'm going to name it test, and then you can decide who gets access to this. Are you going to give all members access? Probably not if it's a paid community, or if it's a free course, then yes. If you want to give only some members access, so we actually do this when people go through one of our checkout pages and pay for one of our paid courses. We gate those paid courses and only give members access who have paid for that course. Or you can use the different levels of gamification inside of Skool to unlock courses when your members reach a certain level. So I'm just going to leave this one at all members have access because I just want to show you the structure here. And then I'm going to click add. And you can see when we create a course, we've got sets and then we've got modules. So if I want to come in here and add a new set, I'm just going to click add new set. And this is going to be set 2. And then I'm going to call this set 1. And then these steps become, or the sets become the steps in our product roadmap. So essentially we would have 9 sets, right? And underneath each set, we're going to create anywhere from 3 to 5, maybe a little bit more modules, just depending on how granular you need to get with these videos. I like to make my videos short and sweet because that's how I like to consume videos. I don't like to watch long, hour-long videos, training videos, because I lose my place in it. I have to come back later. So I just like to make mine super short and quick. And so if we have 9 sets, which are steps in our product roadmap, and then we have 3 to 5 lessons or modules below that, we've got a pretty solid course. So I've created a tool for you to kind of help you to start to plan this out. And we're going to use this tool along with, in combination with ChatGPT, to really map out your course so that whenever you go and you launch a beta program, you know exactly what you're going to be creating every single day because you've got the thing mapped out. So again, our sets, right, are going to be the steps in our product roadmap. So we need 9 of those. So I've mapped out 9 for you here. And then underneath that, we've got 3 modules each. And again, you can add additional modules if you need to, but 3 to 5 modules is a good, good framework. And so what you can do is you can grab the link below this video and click on that link and go ahead and sign up for a free ClickUp account, and you can import that into your account, and then we can start to map this out in our next few videos using ChatGPT. So we're going to map out the different sets or steps in your product roadmap, and then we're going to map out the lessons or the videos that go in each step, and we're going to use ChatGPT to do that. So go ahead and import this tool into your ClickUp, and then in the next few videos, we're going to start mapping out your course. All right, in this video, we're going to start using ChatGPT to start planning our course for our Skool platform, for our Skool community. All right, so if you remember, we use a 9-step product roadmap to kind of map out our offers, map out our courses, those things. And you can see we've got 3 stages, and each stage is made up of 3 steps. Now, when it comes to your Skool community, the stages could be different courses. And I kind of like this model because when you give them one course, they complete it, that feels like a win. That gives them that dopamine hit, and it keeps them motivated to keep them going to the next course, okay? And that's kind of how I have mine set up. I have a launch course, a grow course, a monetize course. So if that's the case, and these are courses, then the steps inside of those courses become these sets, okay? So you've got sets, underneath sets you have modules. And so the videos that you're going to film for this set become the modules or lessons underneath that set, okay? And so the Irresistible Offer Clinic might have 3, 5, 10 videos, or even one really long one, depending on how you like to make your videos. I like to make mine really short and concise because as a consumer, I like to go through videos quickly, and I don't like to sit on a hour-long training and then something, I get busy and I have to come back to it and forget where I was. So I like to make mine short because that's how I like to consume content. So I might have 3 to 10 videos, just depending on how I chop them up. And that's up to you, but I like to make them shorter. So I'd have 3 to 5 videos here, 3 to 5 videos here, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of how I created the prompt for ChatGPT. And as we start to build out our course, we're going to start coming over here to our Skool platform, and we are going to start putting this information into our Skool list that I've created for you. All right, so let's head over to the prompt. So essentially, this is the first prompt. I'm creating a course to teach busy moms how to lose weight using keto diet. I need your help to outline a comprehensive course of 9 steps, okay, 9 sets, with each step having 3 to 5 videos each. I want you to create the 9 steps for me, including the videos, and for each video, I want you to write a short description of what the video should be about. So let's grab this, and let's head over to ChatGPT. Let's paste this in. And the only change you need to make to this is basically, what is the niche? What is your niche? What is the result that you're helping them achieve? And then what is the unique method that you are using or teaching them to get that result? Okay, so those are the changes you need to make in that first sentence. And then you need to hit send. And then it's going to start mapping out our steps or our sets for our course. Okay, so let's let this map this out real quick. And then we'll kind of take a look at it and see what we like, see if we need to refine anything. All right, so let's take a look here. So the first one is Introduction to Keto. For working with beginners, I definitely think this is a valuable step. So that's going to be set 1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this. Actually, let me go through this first, and then we'll look through the different sets and make sure everything is the way we want it, and if we need to refine anything. So Introduction to Keto Diet. Okay, so that's good. What is the keto diet benefit for keto moms? Like it. Getting started with keto. Okay, that's good. Keto Basics and Principles. Don't really like the name of that because I feel like that's kind of what we talked about in here. But I do like, keto diet basics or keto nutrition maybe. And then understanding macros, and you don't really have to tell ChatGPT to do that. You just make the changes when you add it to your Skool, or not to your ClickUp planning document. So keto macronutrients, understanding macros, calculating macros for weight loss, tracking macros. Love it. Meal planning and recipes. Okay, so we just we understand macros now. Now we're talking about meal planning and recipes. So breakfast, family friendly, keto snacks. I might add a few other meal ideas because this just talks about breakfast, so maybe lunch and dinner here. So I might tell ChatGPT to do that. So let's actually, in step 3, can you add some video ideas around lunch and dinner recipes as well? Okay, I'm going to wait on hitting enter on that, but that would be important because I feel like some things are left out here. Grocery shopping and preparation. I also, if you get the recipes, then you actually need to know what goes in the recipe. So I like this order. Keto-friendly grocery shopping, meal prep for busy moms. Okay, batch cooking. Okay, I like it. Overcoming challenges and pitfalls. So now they're starting to get into keto, and now they're going to start having challenges and pitfalls. So I like that. Incorporating exercise and activity. Love it. Mindset and motivation. I might put this as, step 2 maybe. Let me look. Setting realistic goals, cultivating positive mindset, celebrating successes. I might put this a little bit further up, but we don't really have to tell ChatGPT to do that. We can just move it around when we put it into our ClickUp planning document. Fine-tuning your keto lifestyle. Okay, I like that. Long-term. Okay, I like everything besides this. I'm going to tell it to add some video ideas around lunch and dinner recipes. Okay. Okay, cool. Now we've got our sets. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, and now I'm going to start plugging it into our document here. So we've got the set. And I'll just paste this in. And then I'll do the next set. And let's go back to ChatGPT, keto macronutrients. I'm going to put keto nutrition. How about that? I'm going to call that keto nutrition basics. Nutrition and macronutrients. Okay. And then we'll go to the next one. And I'm not going to put all these in here because that would be boring. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Actually, you know what I'll do? I will pause the video, put all this stuff in here so you can kind of see what the end result looks like, and I will be right back. All right, so now what I've done is I've taken all these steps and I've added them as sets in our ClickUp planning document. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the modules, and the first module that I always kind of create is welcome to this section of the course. Here's what we're going to be going over, and here's what you'll be learning. Okay, so just quick video, kind of tell them what they're about to learn, what it's about, how it's going to benefit them, those kind of things. And then we'll start plugging in these other video ideas that ChatGPT gave us, and those will be our modules, our different modules underneath there, okay? So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll be right back. All right, so let's review what we've done so far. So we've taken our prompt, we've gotten our 9-step roadmap, our 9-step course, and we've transitioned that or taken that information and we've put it into our planning list or our planning document inside of ClickUp. So now we have our set names in here. We have our modules, which are the lessons or videos we're going to be creating. And this is starting to look like a pretty strong course on keto and teaching busy moms how to use keto to lose weight. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to get a little bit more granular with what goes into these videos. So what I'm going to do now is I have another prompt down here that is going to say, I want you to create 3 to 5 bullet points that I can talk about. You can do for each video inside the course. We can try that real quick, see how that comes back, or you can pick individual videos and then just do this one at a time. So let's, for time's sake, I would probably do the individual. So you would just say, I want to create 3 to 5 bullet points that I can talk about for, tell the video name here. Okay, and then it will do the 3 to 5 bullet points for that particular video. But for time's sake, I'm just going to get this to do it for all the videos, okay? So let's paste this in, and we might get some good information here. It might be fine to do it this way. So let's go. And you're probably going to run out of data or run out of characters or whatever with ChatGPT if you do it this way. So hopefully, so that is... Oh, that is video 1. Wow. Okay. So that is pretty comprehensive. So this is quick keto basics and it's doing it one at a time. So that's pretty awesome. So let's go through this. So benefits of keto. Wait. Of course, it didn't listen to me. So of course, let's start with the first video in step 3. Okay. It just picked that video randomly. Because we got it to give us some lunch ideas. That's fine. Let's just do this for now. Since I refined this, it's going to start with this particular step. Okay, so we can do this way too. All right, so basically keto breakfast. So this is going to be the video for keto breakfast. Benefits of a keto breakfast, discuss the importance of starting the day with keto, highlight the keto breakfast can improve and sustained energy, simple breakfast options, meal prep tips, navigating breakfast challenges, tips for long-term success. So I would probably review this. I don't love all of this stuff, but I also don't know anything about keto. So I would probably review this and refine it with ChatGPT. Hey, I don't like this. Hey, can you add a bullet point on, different meal ideas, that kind of thing. But basically, this is a good start. So now let's continue with the next video. Or actually, you know what? If I was gonna do this one at a time, so these are my bullet points, right? These are the things I'm gonna talk about in the video. Now I could actually ask it to give me the slides for that particular video. So if I wanted to get really granular, this is gonna take a little bit more time, but I think you'll get better video outlines this way. So let me pop this in. So this looks perfect. Now I'm about to create the slides for this video, or you can do the name of the video for this video. I want you to keep all of the bullet points exactly as is, but now I want you to create my slides with 3 sub-bullet points for each slide. Things I should go over and talk about, and I kind of did that already, honestly, but let's see what it comes back with. So then you can actually start to create your slides. So slide 1, breakfast benefits. So let's let it map that out. So slide 1, benefits of keto breakfast, discuss the importance of starting the day with a keto-friendly meal. Provide sustained energy, mental clarity throughout the morning, reduce cravings. Simple breakfast options, introduce easy to prepare keto breakfast staples, eggs, avocado, examples of quick breakfast recipes like scrambled eggs and spinach. Love it so far. Meal prep tips, offer time-saving meal prep tips for busy mornings. Navigating, this is the one I don't necessarily love, but let's read it here. Address common challenges faced with keto breakfast. Avoiding high-carb breakfast foods like cereal and toast. Strategies for navigating social situations or family preferences. Offer alternative options for traditional breakfast foods. It's okay. You know, I might tweak this one a little bit. I like this one here, but this one's like, okay, that's kind of obvious, right? So I might tweak that one a little bit, but all in all, pretty good. Tips for long-term success. Discuss the importance of consistency and experimentation. Finding keto breakfast options that works best for you. Incorporating a variety into your breakfast routine. Listening to your body and adjusting. Okay, I love that. So now what I would do is I would copy this. So these are my slides for this video. I'm going to find that in my document here. So this is breakfast, quick keto breakfasts. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm basically going to pop this into the description. Okay, so now I have my slides for that video. Let's do one more. And okay, this is great. Great. Can you now create, let's actually just grab the prompt since I don't remember it perfectly. And I'm going to go to ChatGPT. And this I'm going to tell it the actual video. So this is going to be the next video in the keto thing. So let's do this one. And pop this in here. So I want you to create 3 to 5 bullet points that I can talk about for the video inside my course. Okay. Let's just delete this out and see what comes back. All right, so now it's doing the same thing. It's got our bullet points in here. Again, I'm not going to read through this and kind of look at it, but what I would definitely do is look through everything, make sure it looks good, you know, refine it with ChatGPT until you get it the way you like it. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to drop the prompt for our slides. And I'm going to paste that in. This looks perfect. I'm now about to create the slides for this video. I want you to keep all the bullet points exactly as is, but now I want you to create my slides with 3 sub. Okay, so let's see what comes back. All right, slide one, the importance of family meals, highlighting the benefits of shared meals, strengthening family bonds, blah, blah, blah. Don't love this. You know, I might change that one. Keto-friendly dinner staples. You know, I like this because we're just talking about, you know, keto. We're not really highlighting, you know, the benefits of family meals. So I'll probably just cut that out and then I would go into this. So introduce staple ingredients to keto dinners. Okay, that's great. Kid approved keto meals because we're talking to busy moms. That's great. Meal planning and preparation tips. Okay. Customizing dinner recipes. Okay, this is great. Now what I'm going to do again is grab those slides. And now I'm going to pop it into our planner here. So this is here. I'm going to pop it into the description. Now you're just going to continue to do this for all of your different videos until you have everything in there. Now, once you have everything in there, I would typically, what I would do is have this mapped out, and then I would go try to sell it first before I create any other content. But some of this content is also good marketing material. So what I would do is once I have this mapped out, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to set a due date for this. So let's say that either I sold it or I want to just go ahead and create these videos. I'm going to say, I'm going to do a start date of Monday. And I usually like to add a time. I'm better in the morning at creating videos. So let's say that my video, I want to start at 8 a.m. and I want to have this done by Monday at 9 a.m. Okay. And then we've got that set. And then you can actually click up to your calendar. But what I would definitely do is come into my calendar. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to put that on my calendar. So I'm going to do that at Monday, 8 to 9. And I'm going to do, let me drop my video in here. So that's going to go to what is the keto diet. And I'm going to pop that in there. So now I have just set a task for myself to knock that video out. And if I'm feeling good, maybe I go ahead and I set the same, the next video is going to be, let's do Monday at 9 a.m. And then we're going to do Monday at 10 a.m. And then that's going to be the benefits of keto for moms. Okay. And let's just say I want to knock out 3 videos a day. So I'm going to pop that one in there. And then my next one is going to be, I'm going to do Monday at 11 a.m. And we're going to end that Monday at 12. Okay, so that's going to be my getting started with keto. So I'm going to grab this. And then I'm going to go to keto. And now I have my day planned on when I'm going to start creating these videos. So if I could do 3 videos a day, that's 15 videos. You're halfway done at that point, okay? And you don't have to do all these in a rush if you haven't sold the product yet. Again, I like to get paid first, and then that's going to force me to actually create the actual course, because it puts a deadline on me, and just naturally, when we have deadlines, we are less likely to procrastinate. So that is how I'd start to map this out and start to build my course little by little, and stay motivated, stay on task, and have momentum building this thing out. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But that is how you're going to start to build out your course using ChatGPT. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the first draft of your curriculum for your Skool community using a tool called GrowthWorks AI. So what this tool does is basically it uses AI to kind of give you a first draft idea of your product roadmap, which is what really the outline of your course material or your curriculum that you're going to be teaching in school. And then once you actually create that outline, you also create the idea or the plan for your actual course or your coaching program or whatever you're doing, and you fill out a couple of questionnaires, and then this tool will create a bunch of different assets for you. So you can create things like lead magnets, courses, email sequences, VSL video scripts, sales scripts, headlines, all kinds of different things once you create your kind of outline. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to show you how to create that outline for your course. So I'm going to start a new campaign here. Let me click here, and then I'm going to just call this, let's just say I want to teach people how to play pickleball, okay? I'm just doing something random here. I just thought about this. So, and we are going to generate this outline and campaign planner on our product roadmap with AI, with the help of AI. So basically what we're doing, and we need to tell what this course or the coaching program is going to be about, and I'm just going to say a course that helps men over 50 learn to play pickleball. Okay, and then I'm going to click save and next step, and this is going to kind of load. It'll give us a little bit of time here, let it load, and then it's going to give us an outline that ChatGPT or AI believes would be a good outline for this particular coaching program or course. So I'm going to say it's a course, and our ideal customer is men over 50, and then the results to master pickleball in 90 days. Okay. All right. And so this is going to now take all the information that I've given it, and it's going to give me a 9-step roadmap. So that's kind of what we teach in our process. If you think about it, there's 3 phases, and then each phase would have 3 steps in each phase. So that would give you 9 steps. Now, you may not need all 9 steps. You may need more than 9 steps, but this gives you a good structure to kind of start with, okay? So let's go through this. Understanding pickleball, covering the basics of the game. That sounds good. Why pickleball is ideal for men over 50, exploring the health benefits. That could maybe be okay. Getting started, finding a suitable location, comfortable attire, mastering the basic strokes. So that's definitely a good one. Proper positioning, covering how to move efficiently in the court. Pickleball strategy, developing offensive, and I love this. Now, if you wanted, you could come in here and you can edit anyone it's given you. You can move them around if you don't like the chronological order of these. But basically, that is going to be your outline for your course, your curriculum. So I would kind of edit anything I needed or restructure it however I wanted, and then I would click Save and Next. And then this is going to now take that product roadmap, and it's going to start filling out the 2 questionnaires within GrowthWorks that need to be filled out. And it gives it some catchy names if you want to have catchy names for your different modules. But you don't have to have that. But you can certainly edit these just like you could the other ones. And then once we kind of look through there, we edit everything and we're ready to go. We're going to click Save and Next. And then it's going to take that information, like I said, and it's going to start to fill out the 2 questionnaires that you need to fill out to be able to create your content assets from. So once this kind of loads, I'll kind of show you how that looks. And you'll actually see live that the AI is actually filling in the campaign planner questionnaire and the roadmap questionnaire for you. So you can see it's starting to type out all of this information for you. Again, you can go into each one of these little modules and you can edit it to make sure that it fits exactly what you're doing. Also, it's going to, once it finishes with the campaign planner, it's going to start to fill this stuff out too. So make sure that you go through and you edit everything in the campaign planner, you edit everything in the product roadmap. Once you have everything the way you like it, we can actually go and we can start to create our assets. So the first thing that we could create is our design studio. We can go to the design studio. So this is actually where you can create your actual product roadmap. So you can see 3 stages and then 3 phases. So you can use this to promote your course curriculum. You can kind of use it as a visual to show people how you take them from where they are in their current situation to where they want to be. So these visuals are great to just use in your marketing and really in your sales as well. So that's one thing you can create. Next thing, and then we use this a lot in our program, is we actually help our clients build a Ninja Nurture sequence. So they come in, we generate a lead, and then we can actually create 27 emails by clicking this button here. And this is all going to be perfectly aligned with your product roadmap questionnaire and with your campaign planner that you filled out, that AI filled out, and then you kind of edited. So now we have 27 emails that we can use to follow up with our leads once we generate a lead. Let me show you one more of these. So we can also create another asset here. And let's just say you wanted to create a free course that you can give away, which is just a portion of your overall curriculum as an entryway to get people in the door, capture a lead, and then you can nurture them up to the point of actually becoming a member or a high ticket client if you're doing that. But basically we can create courses, a series of courses based off of the different steps in our product roadmap. So we could take a couple of those steps, create a free course, and then that becomes our core lead magnet that we drive people into to capture their information. That's kind of the first step in our funnel. And then we upsell them into our memberships, paid memberships, or into a high ticket program if you have a high ticket program. So let's wait for this to load, and you can see it's starting from the first kind of the overview of the actual course material itself. Then we've got module 1, the pickleball primer, the golden advantage. So these are the different steps in our product roadmap, the different kind of modules in the outline of our curriculum. So that's pretty cool. And this does it all. You saw how quickly this is a 7-minute video. And not only have you outlined your course curriculum, but you've also created your first draft of your lead magnet and your nurture sequence. So you're creating all of this stuff super quick. So that's how you create the outline for your curriculum using GrowthWorks. In this video, what I want to do is show you how to take that same tool and now create the free course lead magnet that you're going to use to bring people into your world so that you can ascend them into your core program or your high ticket programs. Okay, so basically what we did in that last video is we used AI to kind of map out or outline our core curriculum for our school community. And so within that process, you're going to basically build your program. So what's the course going to be called? How much is it going to be priced? Who is it targeting? Who's your ideal customer? What's the core outcomes or results that they're trying to achieve? And what are the problems they're having doing that? And then kind of your $1 million message or your elevator pitch. Once you've got that right, so you should go through here, edit all that, make sure it looks good and it's the way you want it. And then you want to go through the product roadmap steps and you want to edit all that so you make sure that it aligns with what you're going to be teaching in your program. And then essentially what this product roadmap becomes is either each stage or phase could be a different course, or it could be one course, and those could be the different sets, or the actual roadmap steps themselves could be the sets in your school classroom course. And then the mini steps within each of these steps becomes the actual modules and the videos and the trainings that you'll create. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. So once you have all this the way you want it, we can go into the asset creation tool and we can click create asset, and then we can launch this pack, this course creator. And essentially what that is doing is it is creating a little mini course for all of the different steps in your product roadmap. So this essentially can become your overall course, and it can also become potentially a free course. So there's a couple of different options that we've talked about previously on how you can create this free course lead magnet. You can either go pretty high level through all of the different steps in your product roadmap, and then that can be your kind of free course, which is what I did initially with my program. Or, and I believe this is probably a better option, is think about what is the transformation that your that your clients need to go through to actually become your ideal clients. What is the transformation? What's the thing that they have to have in place that'll create demand and create a new problem that you can help solve with your core curriculum and with your high ticket programs? Okay, so what is that transformation? So for me, what that looks like is I'm trying to convince people. First of all, I need to convince people that a community funnel or a group is the best way to grow their business. So that's kind of the first thing that I need to accomplish with that free course. The next thing that I need to accomplish is to help them to build that community, to start that community and launch it, and to create a beta version of an MVP of the offer so that they can now go out and start to sell it. So what that does though is once I create that initial or give them that initial win, that creates a new problem that they need to help solve. So now that they have the course, they have the MVP version of their offer, now they need to figure out how to grow the community, how to get people in there, how to turn them into clients, and how to retain those people and keep them, paying. Okay, so that's basically what I'm moving towards with my program. And actually this video is part of that. So let's take a look at what we could do. So when you actually build out your product roadmap and you launch this asset where you're actually creating the little mini courses, I would sit and I would think about what are the different modules that I can combine that will accomplish that first transformation that I need people to take. And then you can take those module courses, those little mini courses here, and you can edit them to become your initial free course. I would use that asset creation tool to create these little mini courses, go through and look at the different steps in that process. Think about the transformation that your people need to make to be ready and to create demand for the next step or your core curriculum. So that's how you're going to create the free course plan the free course and then use GrowthWorks to actually create the first draft of your free course. And then you can improve it over time as you get feedback. This is essentially the fastest way I could think of possible to go from not having any clients, really not having much of an offer or anything, and getting your first clients and getting your first 10K, okay? So we're gonna walk through this process and you can use a very similar process even if you do have a validated offer and you're selling it, comfortably. This can help you to get your next client. And so what we're basically doing is we're creating an MVP version of your offer, even before you even create your actual product or service, okay? And then we're going to use a quick call booking post and script to generate conversations that we can turn those into booked calls and then pitch the MVP version of our offer or a beta offer, okay? So what do we need? We need a product outline. We need to identify your lead magnet idea, what your lead does, what they're looking for, what they are doing to get that, why that way, and then do they like what they're doing? What impact is the problem having, and is it time to make a change? Book a call, and then we'll try to sell them on the offer, okay? So step 0 is creating your product roadmap. Both of y'all have been in the program for a while, so you understand what the product roadmap is, and that is essentially the outline or the structure framework of your course, or if you're doing a service for that, okay? So next, what we're going to do is once you have your product roadmap or your offer, you're going to create a little simple one-sheeter that really gives the overall overview of what the offer is and like what's included in it and what everybody's going to get, what the outcome is going to be, all that kind of stuff. Then from there, you're going to identify your free lead magnet idea. Now, I suggest a free transformational course. So if you think about your product roadmap, if that becomes a course or even a service, then there's probably a thing that your customers need to accomplish before they're ready for that. Some people are ready for it right away, but other people might need a transformation to be able to either afford your service or be ready for it. For example, for my particular offer, people need a offer. So they need to create an offer and they need to be bought into the idea that they need to be using a community funnel. So what I'm working on is basically a course that helps them understand the idea of a community funnel and then create their first kind of outline of their product and their course that they're going to be creating. Okay, so that's going to be the kind of the free course that I'm going to be promoting. And then that course becomes basically my funnel. Everything that I do, the content I create on the internet, all points back to that free course. And that's the entryway into our Skool community, where hopefully they'll see a bunch of, activity going on. The people that are paying for the membership, getting results, enjoying the content. We'll post little teasers around our membership, and hopefully people will upgrade into the paid membership. And then we'll get people on a call and then try to upgrade them to our done for you services so they can accelerate the results. Okay. So we'll talk about that in a second. And then once you have that kind of idea for the lead magnet, it doesn't necessarily have to be a course. I'm just suggesting a course because I feel like it's a good first step to get people indoctrinated in what you do, and a better and easier way to upgrade them into your next thing. So we're going to create a 2-step validation post even before this is just you having the idea. You don't have to actually create the actual content yet. It's you having the idea of what that's going to be. and then you're going to create a two-step validation post around that. So you can see we haven't really created much of anything besides this one sheeter and our product roadmap outline. So then you're going to post a two-step validation post to kind of validate the idea and make sure that people are actually interested in that. If they're not, you don't have to create any of the content. So this is a very low-hanging, easy strategy to do. Then we're going to send the initial message. We're going to ask probing questions. We're going to transition to providing feedback that illuminates a problem. And then once we hear a problem, we can transition that into a sales call. And then on that sales call, we can pitch the offer using our one sheeter. Okay. So any questions on that kind of outline so far? Is that making sense? Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, seems like it's making sense. All right, cool. So the first thing is creating your product roadmap. So I know that Jen for sure has created her product roadmap. Roberto, I'm not sure about you. We've got some AI prompts in here that can help you to do that. I won't go deep into that, but basically what we're doing is our structure, and I didn't come up with the structure, a guy named Aaron Fletcher did, but it's like a 9-step product roadmap. Let me bring mine up real quick and show you guys, just so for the recording sake. So I know you guys know what it looks like, but maybe other folks don't. So let me find mine real quick. Okay. So this is essentially the idea of the product roadmap. And this basically becomes the outline of your program. So we have 3 stages or phases, and within those phases, we have 3 steps. So this is just a good structure. Yours does not have to be 9. It could be 3, it could be 6, it could be 12. 9 is just a pretty solid structure, I feel like. And so these are essentially, this is the outline of your program. So, you'll teach people how to create an offer. We teach them how to set up an automated group funnel, how to launch the funnel, how to drive traffic into the funnel, and then how to create offers inside of your group to actually generate more sales. Okay. So that's kind of the outline of your program. So you can use the prompts that we have here. So write a 9-step outline for a course that helps, whoever your target audience is get, the result that they're after. Okay. And then this will kind of, if you go down the rest of these prompts, you can kind of create an outline for this product roadmap. Another thing that you can use is GrowthWorks. So if you don't have GrowthWorks, I think both of y'all have GrowthWorks, but if you guys that are watching the recording don't have GrowthWorks and you're interested in getting this, send me a message. It won't be free, but maybe we can work out an offer for you. So I'm just going to kind of show you how this works. So let's just say busy moms who want to lose weight, keto for busy moms. Okay. All right. So if I create this, we can use AI to kind of map out our product roadmap. So this is a coaching program helping busy moms lose weight using the keto diet. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to use AI to map out my 9 steps. So this is the actual tool for, that Aaron Fletcher created. We have a enterprise version, so we can give you guys access to this. Obviously, we're going to charge you a little bit for it. Some of you guys who've been in the program for a while already have it. But basically, this is going to map out your product roadmap. So, course, busy moms, efficient weight loss. Okay. So it's going to come back and it's going to give us our 9 steps. Okay. And essentially what you can do, and we'll talk about this in a second, is it might even be the first module of your program or first couple of modules of your product roadmap, and that can become the free course that becomes your lead magnet that you're going to promote with your 2-step. All right. So understanding the keto diet and its benefits for weight loss, identifying personal weight loss goals, creating a keto friendly meal plan. So these are the different steps in the product roadmap. Okay, so you can come in here, you can move them around, you can change them if they don't fit the way you want it. And then once you kind of have it, you can save, and then it's going to come up with some snappy names. I don't really always like these snappy names, but sometimes it comes out with some good ones. So we'll let it create that. And then now you've got your essentially your first draft of your product roadmap. Okay. And you can use the AI prompts similarly to GrowthWorks here. Okay. So while that creates that, let's see how long it's going to take here. All right, so now what this is going to do now that the AI created that, it's going to fill out the questionnaire for the campaign planner. It's also going to fill out the questionnaire for the product roadmap. And once it completes all that, then you can start creating content assets from that. Now, you want to go back and make sure that it fits everything for your program, but now you've basically outlined your entire course material, your coaching program, and your product roadmap. So you'll have that. Now, so that's kind of your product roadmap. You can either use the prompts, or if you have GrowthWorks, you can use GrowthWorks, okay? And if you want GrowthWorks, message me and we'll talk about that. So there's your product roadmap. Now you kind of have the outline of your product, your offer that you're going to be offering people, okay? Next thing that we want to do is we want to create a one-sheeter around that offer. Now, if you want to go a little bit more in depth on the offer creation and really dial in a solid offer, then inside of the classroom in the Launch Pro Edition, we have a whole module here on creating your offer, and it's really solid. By the end of it, you should have a very strong offer. So that's probably what you would want to do, if you really wanted to have a pretty powerful one-sheeter, is go through that and really, dial in your offer and then create your one-sheeter. But again, we're just trying to move as fast as possible. So I'm kind of showing you, the double X speed portion of this. But if you want a better one-sheeter, go through that entire offer that sell workshop. Okay, so basically, what's the goal of our program? You'll give it a goal, and then who is this for, essentially? And then you'll map out the core components of the program, any bonuses that you're going to offer, how it works, and then to book a game plan call to learn more. Now, if you're on a call, you can kind of walk through this. I'm going to actually add a couple of different variations of this one-sheeter because we've got some new ones that are working pretty well. But once you have your offer, you'll create this one-sheeter, and that's what you're going to kind of use to walk people through the program. Okay. Now, once you have your one-sheeter, you want to identify your lead magnet idea. Now, remember, I'm suggesting that you create basically a free course. And again, you don't have to create this yet. You're just coming up with the idea for it, okay? Now, if you didn't want to create the course, there's also an AI prompt in here, right here, that says, you basically go through all these prompts and then ask ChatGPT to come up with a lead magnet idea based on the steps that it gave you. And it will come out with a couple of different, ideas for lead magnets, okay? And then you can ask it to expand on it. If you really like that, you can even give it to help you write the thing, okay? With GrowthWorks, if you wanted to make it super easy on yourself, like after it's created all of this and you wanted to do that course idea, basically what you could do is come in here, click create an asset, and go to course creator. And now it's basically going to come in here, just pick a one of these that you like the look of it. You can change it, doesn't matter. But basically what this is going to do is it's going to create these little mini courses for every step that it just outlined in your product roadmap. So remember, if you were going to create that transformational course, which is kind of the first step that people need to take to really start to take action on your program, and really make a transformation, then you could just focus on those first two steps in the product roadmap. For instance, let's just say keto made easy, and the so the keto clarity and the goal setter and maybe the blueprint or something like that were going to be the courses, the main course that we were going to create. Well, you've got probably a first round draft right here. So you've already got, this tool has already basically created a first round draft of your free course that you're going to give away. You would just need to come in here and tweak it. So, the Keto Clarity Game Plan cheat sheet, the Keto Made Easy for Moms program outline, meet your instructor, a few of the results from clients, student workbook. So here's a workbook that you can give them to go through, a simple system, because this is kind of the map of this particular step in your product roadmap. And then it's just got the training essentially is created for you. Granted, you're going to want to tweak this, but you've got a first round draft of it. Okay. So let's just say that is going to be now your lead magnet that you're going to be promoting. Okay. All right. So at this point, we've got our product roadmap. We've basically outlined the course or the service that we're going to be providing. Then we created a one-sheeter so that we can kind of pitch that program or service. And now we've come up with an idea for a lead magnet to promote that product or service. Now we're actually going to create a two-step post to promote that. Now, if you don't have an audience of your people that are your target audience, then you can use this two-step post to create ads around it. I'm not going to go into depth around that, but I'll kind of show you the idea behind it. If you do have an audience, if you've gone out and you've started connecting with people on the different social media channels, and you have built up an audience so that when you post content, people in your target audience will actually see it, then what you can do is use these different, basically, it's if I created this, would you be interested? That's kind of the framework of a two-step validation post. And you can see I posted this in my group. I think that's 100 and something comments. This is like 96 comments. This is 103 comments. I can't read that. But anyway, so these generate comments. And if you're posting about, the lead magnet that you are going to create, which if it's a free course, remember, it's a good way to indoctrinate people and create demand for the next thing that you're offering. So if you create a two-step around this, people are engaging with it. That's telling you that's validating the offer. That's validating this free course that you're creating for people. And if they want that free course and they go through it, most likely they're going to want the next thing, which is your program. Okay. And so there's a AI prompt to create these two-step validation posts, and then there's some examples here. And then here is just an example of a two-step post, 106 comments. So, half of this is me commenting or responding to people, but this is like 53 people that are raising their hand, telling me they're interested in my free course. Okay. So those are hot, leads that I can reach out to, try to book a phone call, and at least if I can't book a phone call, get them into my free course once I create it. So now we're starting to generate leads. We're starting to find people that are interested or potentially interested in our product or service. Okay. Is this making sense so far? Yep. Okay. Awesome. Now, once those people start to comment, let me also show you what I would do if I wanted to turn this into an ad. So all I would do is make this same post. And if I didn't have an audience, what I would do is, use a really small budget, doesn't have to be huge, just take a picture of this. And I've done this multiple times and run this exact same ad, or you can go to Canva and create different variations of it. And then this is I'm not sure exactly what the name of this. I think anyway, you can find plenty of things where you can take a little screenshot of of this graphic here. And then you save it, and then now you've got the graphic for your Facebook ad. And then I would either I'd probably try, if you wanted to send it to a funnel page, you could do that. Or if you wanted to if you wanted to do a messenger ad where where they're sending you a message to get this, that would be a much more kind of one-to-one comparison of posting it organically, because this organic post is going to create comments, and if you get them to send you a messenger, if you created a messenger ad, that would create a messenger conversation, and you use this same script to kind of go through and try to book calls with those people. So first thing that you're going to do is you're going to send your initial message to the people that commented on this post. Hey, saw you commented term on my post about blah, blah, blah. Are you still interested in getting that training? And again, we have not created this yet. Okay. Just getting an official head count before I make it, LOL. Okay. And make this your own. This is just a framework. And then I'll be putting together this in the next couple of days. And then would you mind me asking a couple of questions real quick? Just want to get an idea of how I can make this training as valuable and helpful for you and everyone else as possible. Let me know. So the fact that you haven't created this yet and you're trying to gather information to make it more valuable really gives you a good entryway into opening up the conversation to where you can ask some questions. Okay. Now, most people are going to say yes to that because they want the lead magnet, and they're probably willing to answer some questions. Okay, so now the objective here in this conversation is you want to understand their current situation, their desired situation, perceived challenges, and background information. For example, and there's some more questions down below here, but you can kind of go through this framework, make it your own. As you have more and more conversations, you'll kind of figure out what works and what people are responding to versus people ghosting you. So what do you offer? What do you do? What do you offer your clients, and how's it priced? Obviously, if you do something a little bit different, like you're a fitness trainer or something like that, you've got to tweak this to your business. What's your revenue goal? What's your weight loss goal for the year? If you don't mind me asking, how close are you to reaching that goal? That's a softer way to ask, what their current revenue is or what their current weight is, than just asking that question, if that makes sense. And what do you think the biggest challenge is getting you from XYZ goal? And a lot of times when they tell me a challenge, I just go straight for the call at that point, because they basically, I say, hey, we've got a lot of clients that had that same thing. We've got a ton of resources to help you to fix that. Would you be open to a quick, 10, 15-minute call to show you how we can help you, fix that challenge so you can reach the goal? And you just respond back to them what they responded to you. And then so just basically go through this script. And then when you get to a problem, you can basically just go for the call, essentially. And you would be surprised on how many people will say yes to this. Okay. So let's just say you had 50 people that commented on your post. I mean, if you got 10 phone calls, you could probably convert 1 or 2 of those calls. Okay. And especially if you're doing a beta offer and you're giving a really good deal for the people that sign up for that. So basically you use this script in the DMs, you transition to book a call, and then you pitch your offer using your one-sheeter. And that, to me, is the fastest way to go from zero, just starting out, to getting your first clients. And that is basically the training. Does anybody have any questions on that? And the document, in case somebody just showed up, we'll have the recordings in the call recording, coaching call recording in the classroom, but here's also the document that I just went through. Is there any questions around what we just went through? What's your biggest takeaway from that? Anybody? Nobody got any takeaways or questions? All right. Well, anybody got any other questions that we can help you answer today? Jen, I know you probably came on the call expecting something different, so maybe you got some questions.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Ron. So just the comment. It is great, but for me the greatest issue here is booking a call and sales via call. So
Mhm.
can you tell something more about it?
You're talking about your biggest challenge is booking the call?
Yeah, booking a call and selling via script.
Yeah, so I actually, my partner Jeff is going to be putting together a very simple trust-based selling approach. So I'll have a framework on that. I mean, I can get you a script to kind of follow around that, but basically, I mean, the framework is discovery, so kind of figuring out where they are now, what they've been trying, what their goals are, um, and then I tell you what, I'll just give you the framework because I honestly don't follow a framework. I just kind of do my own thing. So I'm the last person you should probably be asking about sales. But Jeff is our sales guy, so he's really good at sales. So I'm really putting all the sales stuff on him. I wish he was on the call. He could have answered that question for you. Maybe I can get him to jump on the call. You text him real
Yeah.
quick.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Because I know that is the important part of your service. You have VAs, I think, for setting and closing, and obviously you have to have very good systems and scripts for that
yeah,
because you have lots of experience. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if he can jump on the coaching call and maybe give you some insight on that.
Mm. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. As far as booking the call, though, uh, just follow this script essentially. So basically, and this is what we do all the time to book calls. So we're doing a lot of two-step posts, and those two-step posts generate conversations because these people have raised their hand, essentially telling you that they have a problem that you can help them solve. So they're telling you that essentially. So now we reach out to them, but the cool thing about this strategy here is that you haven't even created this. You haven't done you haven't done tons of work at all. You haven't even created this resource yet, which lends itself to being able to ask permission to ask them questions, right? Because it's kind of a information or data gathering series of questions to help you create a more valuable document or resource. Okay, so that in itself helps to foster this conversation. And then you just start asking them these questions. And again, some of these questions, I think you might have to tweak, you know, but try them, use the framework and just learn from it.
Mm.
Sorry, Jeff's look at the calendar.
Yes, this is kind of market and product research too before
Yeah,
you create product. Yeah. So
exactly.
yeah.
So they're going to be much more open to answering your questions here. And really, the way I kind of do it, that works really well, is once they tell me a challenge, because then they've really told you they have a problem. So I just kind of go for the call at this point. So you can try that. And
So
basically, what I
sorry,
do,
Ron. This communication is via DM or via call?
yeah, DM. This is DM.
DM. This is DMs. Okay.
Yeah, and Jeff's going to jump on the call, I think, and talk. He can
Mhm.
answer your question about here's Jeff. So basically, at this point, when they tell me they've got a problem, it's like, oh yeah, we hear this all the time. I'm just paraphrasing here. Oh yeah, I hear that stuff all the time. We actually have a ton of resources around that, around how we've helped our clients, get things. So at this point, they've told you their goal, and then they've told you the challenge. So we have a bunch of resources around how to help you, reach the goal by overcoming challenge. Would you be open to a quick 10-minute phone call to give you some of those resources and maybe share some additional resources that might help? And that's basically what I say, and a high percentage of people say yes to that. You'd be very surprised. So at that point, you've got them on the call. Hopefully, you've got a percentage of those people that commented on your post on the call, right? And even if they don't get on the call, you can create that resource now and then drive them into that resource. Now you can collect a lead, and they can start to go through your content. You can start to build that know, like, and trust factor. And that's why I think a mini course is a really powerful lead magnet, and they probably won't consume it, but you're get them off of like Facebook or whatever the case may be. And if you do have a community, they are more likely to consume it because they're seeing you kind of post about, the course and what's in it and that kind of stuff. And hopefully you're generating engagement in the community, which we'll have some training on that to help you to do that as well. So